Hello, everybody. How are you all today? Welcome, my friends. How's everybody today? Let's see. David, Stephen, Michael. Welcome, everybody. You got 7 watching already. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like on the way in. Michael, thank you for the gifted. And Cujo, welcome. Again, thank you for the gifted there. Dominic, welcome. Andrew, welcome. Let's see. If anybody would join here, I'll throw the link for you. There's the link. Hopefully. I'm hoping that trying something different here. It looks like the picture is still very screwy. I was trying to restream to see if the picture would be any better using Restream instead of StreamYard. And yeah, from my end, it doesn't look any better. I'm also not using OBS. Hello, Andrew.
Hey.
Hey, Jason, welcome. The link is there if you guys want to jump in. How is Andrew doing tonight?
Good.
That's good to hear. Oh, I'm doing pretty good so far. You're not building tonight? Not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. After supper, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, these here are the last few parts that I need to put on my car. I need to put some battery wires on the battery, drill out some holes and paint up the reservoir for the master cylinder, the horns and latch bracket, and then finish doing up the air cleaner. But the car itself is looking pretty good, I do say so, and I put the hood pins on. I got the hood pins on there and everything else. Still got to do the headlights. Taillights are in. Still got to do the license plate light or something there, but the fin is on. Side pipes are on. Wheels are all on. So it's coming along good. I'll get all the bare metal foil done on it. So I don't know if the picture's any better. I don't know if it's my end that's still grainy. It looks really grainy to me, but again, that could be just the reverb. Hopefully it's a little clearer for you guys. You gonna jump in, Jason? Yeah, it's got a little more work to do here. Gonna find some paint for this. Paint that up. As far as the battery cables, I gotta figure out where all my wire is. What did I do? I don't remember where I put all my wire. Oh, never mind. I found it. It's up here. It's up here. What do we got here? No, I want. I need red and black. Well, I'll be here once you get home there, Jason. Ted's welcome to jump in if he wants. Hello, Jess. Welcome.
Hey guys, what's going on?
You look handsome. Modelers on there.
Mm-hmm. Hey Andrew, hey Mark.
Hey.
What are you working on tonight? Still working on or the helicopter?
The helicopter right now.
In my head.
The helicopter.
I was.
Yeah, it's almost bad timing. I found an old friend of mine from a province that I used to live in. I went to school with, and about 10 minutes before I started my live, guess who decides to actually answer back? Because I wasn't quite sure if it was him or not, if it was his profile.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well, live stream, but said he's driving. He might jump in later, actually. So who knows?
Cool.
But it's probably been 25 years since I've seen him.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Been waiting 25 years to talk to you, and you got to talk to me when I'm going on stream.
That's where she looks like right now.
Oh, that's looking sharp.
I know the picture probably sucks, but I got the hood pins on it and everything. Yeah, it completely shifts colors.
Mm.
It's like greens and yellows, purples.
Is that color shift paint?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got to trim up my hood pin cables, but almost done. All the seat belts are done inside. Front and back seat. All the headers have been wrapped. Everything's in. And of course, final modifications as you're putting it together because things aren't sitting right. Of course.
Ah.
So now you're drilling into paint and you're doing this and
No.
don't slip, don't scratch, don't.
Don't even breathe on it.
Yeah. Now I got to figure out what size of drill I need.
Slacking. He hasn't been coming inside because it goes crazy. No, you haven't been getting him. No, because in the garage. Because if I'm bringing him inside, he goes crazy.
What kind of helicopter is it?
It's a U.S. Dolphin helicopter. This is the box. It's type of Coast Guard helicopter.
Ghost
That's a
Guard?
nice one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Johnny got it for me. Hey, Louis.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Good.
Hey, Louis.
Hey.
Yeah, I figured I'd hop on stream. It's the first time I haven't been super busy in a long time, so.
Oh, thank you very much. What's Louis building today?
Oh, I've been wide open, but I've been working on my 69 You need to build something. Mustang. My 69 Monster Energy drink off-road Mustang.
Nice.
I get it.
Sweet.
I need to find a super glue tray. Something I can put super glue on all the time.
This is what I've been doing.
Oh, that looks sharp.
Oh,
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow that up because, damn, that's cool. Once I figure out
It's got
how,
the
right there.
GT, the 3D printed GT crawlers. I
Nice.
got the tire rack with the sticker tire. It's got
Is that a kit
motor.
or is that?
Yeah, this is 69 302 Boss is the base kit. But the fender flares, the undercarriage, the wheels, rims, tire rack, it's all 3D printed. The roll cage is 3D printed. I'm working on seats.
That thing is cool.
It is really awesome.
Yeah. Nice little off-road kit for a Mustang.
Yeah, I got the seats. Seats are printed up, ready to get painted. And then I've got
They look like a
the
sparkle.
harness.
Oh yeah.
I got the harness seat belts. And all it is
Is that a resin kit for it? Or is
yes.
pieces?
No, that's 3D resin, the resin kit.
Not quite sure who just jumped in, but they're in once I shrink the screen down.
Right on.
Maybe
The
if I
more
put
the
glasses
merrier.
on.
Which this is the base kit.
Oh, Dominic. Oh yeah, okay.
That's the base kit for it, and it's the Mustang.
Okay.
Black box 3D, except the actual kit is scaled in 124. I had to scale it down to 125.
Yeah.
And I've also been working on the same base kit, only doing it as a street machine
Pro mod. Yeah.
with a 67 Chevelle Pappy, snappy Pappy rear end.
The snappy. Yeah, the snappy pappy conversion.
Yeah. I do have a blown 302 that's going to be coming through the hood of this. So
Oh,
I'll be putting.
Of course, it's
I'll be
blown.
putting
It's a Ford.
Yeah, it's
always
a Ford,
blown
it's a
up.
Ford, but I've been thinking of putting in the blown Chevy big block 572.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, Jamie G, welcome.
Hey, Jamie G.
And Mini Mike.
Hey, Jimmy G.
Hey, Jimmy G. So that's what I've been doing besides helping this guy out right here.
Right on. Hey,
Good
Dominic.
evening.
Let me guess. You want
Dominic.
to go outside?
Hi, Jess.
Dominic.
Hi, Andrew. You okay?
Yeah.
What do you think of my I make a little bit light. It's easier to see.
Doing good so far. Nice
Yes.
flocking on the package tray and the carpet. Nice.
Yes. And everything is not glued, not yet. I go buy a couple of extra parts for it next week. We say that little thing for your cables to your spark plugs.
Yeah, the wire loom.
I'll buy
Not
that.
wire loom. Yeah, the hold
Yeah,
downs.
I got. I was the plan was to do it by myself, but it was not possible. It's too small.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. I tried making it before too.
Yeah. And I think now a couple of weeks ago, I was in a live stream and I stripped my whole car. I was not happy with the paint. And I painted again.
Looks good.
Looks sharp. That's nice.
And on the side, you have the shining lights. I paint the shining lights with clear orange.
Ooh.
Yeah.
On the back and the front.
Yeah, looks good.
This is the firewall. I need to detail it on a little bit more. And then the braking line cables. I need to glue it in this little thing. And then maybe I do it to the bottom side, to the back.
Yeah.
And I make the bottom side really easy. And really easy and really clean. Black. I do not so much with it. 9 of the 10 times I make it black and that's it.
Oh, well, most of them were. You know, they built the car and then they just undercoated the bottom and everything was black pretty much.
Yeah.
The springs were
dipped.
And
in European cars.
Yeah.
The European cars are more, the bottom is color.
Yeah.
You buy here in the Netherlands a small daily driver, then you have 9 of the 10 times the bottom is not black, it's in the color of the car. And I paint this little piece. This is the front, the grill. Come on, camera, focus. It's not focused.
Looking good though. There you go. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
Yeah,
SS
I'm
on
waiting
there
a
and
little
everything.
bit on the decals, the Terry Senior decals. I order
Yeah.
it and I paint the battery blue and red for the. And in this one, yeah, that's it. That's what I did the last couple of weeks now, and
It's looking good.
I'm building now a small model, a military model for my. I like to make dioramas.
Yeah.
Small military dioramas and barn finds and that stuff. I like to do that. So I go make one barn find again for fun.
Yeah, I haven't done a diorama for a while. I've got a couple planned, but
I like your desk, the black and
not
blue
changing
lines
the
on it.
channel, but
I like
thank
it.
you. Yeah.
The thing is, we buy in the Netherlands simple. We buy a kitchen blade. You say that? This stuff.
Yeah.
That is what we do here. But I like what you have with the blue, black and the blue, and you paint it in your own color. You're not at this damaged or something. You're sanding it down. You paint it again.
Yeah.
That is what I like to see. That's cool.
That's well. I put 3 coats of Varathane varnish on it, like a diamond finish on it. And
What
I'm
does
not
it say?
completely
The snail.
I'm not completely happy with it, so I might actually clean this whole thing off and pick up a jug of countertop resin.
Yes.
Pour resin on the top.
What's that sign say? The snail.
Oh, it's that scale model snail. Amanda made it for me.
Yeah, you can't. Your camera's backwards.
Oh, I don't know how to fix that.
You'd have to use using your phone.
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, phones. To flip the phone, you'd have to flip to the other side. But on the phone, I'm not sure if you can get to the controls to flip your camera. Because Restream's almost identical to StreamYard. So wherever the controls are in StreamYard, pretty much the same for Restream.
Yeah, for me was it I pop in and I see, oh, my camera is not working, my microphone is not working, dus I need my settings. Set my settings right.
Yeah.
And then it is working. What I using OBS.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, so I'm just gonna do it so
No
I don't
worries.
mess it up.
No worries. Just get proficient at writing backwards. That's all. Writing your letters backwards and writing backwards. No, I was
Hey, she's back.
I was hoping. I was actually hoping that Restream might give me a better picture in YouTube for you guys, but it doesn't seem to be very clear. So
what you can do.
I know
not too much
either.
I know not too much from computers. My brother tells me all the time, clean your computer 3-4 times a year for the dust.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
want dust. Your USB holes are dusty, and you use it not for a while, and you do push your USB in it, and then you have the dust in it, and then he make a bad connection.
I checked to see who was running. What the
Yeah, see mine.
My brother
Mine, like
fixed
I
for me
clean
my
mine.
PC again.
Yeah, I clean mine all the time, but at the same time, like I don't move any of my plugs and stuff around. Once they're plugged in, that's it. They stay there.
Yeah.
So,
I what my brother did for me, he cleaned my whole PC inside,
yeah,
all the ventilation, everything.
Where you going?
And I have my ventilators. I removed out. I hold it with my hands, and I do it with air with my compressor.
yep.
Then you blowing on clean.
I think the biggest problem with mine is because I'm satellite internet. I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
problem. Because right now, I mean, my camera, I'm not running OBS, and I'm running camera directly to the high speed port on. It's a gaming computer, so it can handle all this stuff. I mean, I can run
Yeah.
DaVinci and everything else, no problem. But yeah, I mean, I think it's the internet, and there's
Yeah.
not much I
You're
can do
really
about that.
you're in a place you have not directly internet. You have only the satellite.
And that's right. That's
Satellite.
the best
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, that is. I know. I know a lot of people. A long time ago, we did it the same way. We had the same thing. We had with the phone line. Then you hearing the. And then you go
Yeah,
in the internet.
the old DSL hookups.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dial up.
My
Yeah.
mother was never happy with the phone line built.
I don't know. I don't think many people were, but I think that was all we had. You were lucky if you had that.
Yeah, I know that from
Trying
the
to tell.
time. That was really cool. We had a really
It's
old,
the
No.
in that
bunny.
time, really old PC. We had my mother buy for the first time a PC. It was a second-hand one. And I got one from my dad in that time before he passed away. And he teach me a couple things on that thing. And later we had no one. He was broke. My mother had not the money for a new one. And later she had a little bit money. And then we go buy one. She come back home with a PC. I think, huh? A PC? Why? Yeah, you can play a game on that thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Windows 98. Windows 95 that time. That was... we playing that game, Duke Nukem. That was a game really
We played that
flat.
all the time.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we played that all the time. Duke Nukem. Mr. RPM,
And later
welcome,
you have
sir.
Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah. Sit there for hours playing that game.
Oh yes, absolutely.
There's views on here.
Pew, 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 pew.
Hey.
Oh, Jasper. Yeah, I hadn't used Restream before, so I had to do all the login thing and funky stuff and
Oh,
set
I'm sorry,
a
Lord.
icon, and it's all good.
But the
it's
quality
just
is
on.
better than StreamYard.
Well, I was kind of hoping that maybe Restream might have a slightly better system or something, or might give you guys a slightly better picture.
Yeah, worst case scenario, it changes it up a little.
keeps you guys on your toes.
Yeah. You know, it's like some people like Discord, some people like TeamSpeak and whatever else for voice chats. Some have issues with
No.
it, some don't. So, you know, it's little of this, little of that. Everybody has options.
Yeah.
No,
You have we using here a lot the English people using Zoom for Hangouts. And then you
Yep.
can pop in with 20, 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
Zoom, you could definitely get a big crowd.
Yeah, that is cool.
To me, that's too many voices, and the voices in my head don't like all of that.
No.
When the 20 voices I
find-
do have in my head get drowned out by 10 others, it's too much.
Yes, I have the same.
I 10 people is almost too much.
Some days, you know, even 4 or 5, depending on who's in the chat, it can be upsetting.
Yep. I think if I ended up paying for one of them, and the only reason I'd pay for it is because it would give me, it would get rid of like the logo. I could do a little bit more, but I think I'd still only add about 6 people in.
Right.
To me, I just find
Keep it
10 people is too many.
Yeah, especially when, I mean, even when you're in a house with a group of people for like a holiday, you get all these different groups of people talking and nobody listening. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people in particular, they don't care who listens, they just want to hear their voice, and it's like, dude, just shut up. You know?
I like how he said, dude, because I thought of one person in particular as well.
Well, there's a few of the others. Yes. I can't say luckily or unluckily, but I've only been in a few different live streams like this with females, and Jess has been in a couple, Marcy's been in a couple. I think what's her name? Natasha, Crafting Budgie Mommy, and you know, a couple others, but you go earn that money there, Phil.
Been a few times I've been on other people's streams, and it's like you go to talk and you're constantly interrupted, and it's like, why do I bother? There's actually been a couple times I've dropped out, like never even said goodbye, just said, you know what, screw this. But
I've done that twice. Once my attitude got worse than the voices in my head, I said, bye. I'm gone. Because the next word out of my mouth would have been a swear word.
Yeah. Well, if you can't talk, what's the point? You know, like you're there to hang out and chat with people, but you always, if there's that one or two that's always, you know, over top of everybody.
Yes. I know that.
You know, for me, I normally don't talk a whole lot. I usually try to have something good to say or add to the conversation. Otherwise, I just tend to be quiet. You know? But then I don't have anybody to talk to, so when I get a chance to talk, I'd like to.
I'm usually just so fixated on what I'm doing, like right now, even sanding, that I just listen. But if somebody asks me a question or something, then I try to respond. But for the most part, I'm just into building.
I'm the same way. I usually sit here and pretty quiet.
So I got a question for you all. You got the Molotovs, right? The chrome pen. Have you ever tried the liquid chrome pens?
I didn't.
They're a different brand.
Oh no, I was looking at some of those. I was looking at some of them, the chrome and the gold, and yeah.
I have
What?
You got
liquid
them off
chrome.
Amazon?
Okay, Jess, then you have what I have, the liquid chrome.
Mhm.
Oh wait, that's Molotov. That's Molotov, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different one.
It says Molotov liquid chrome mirror effect.
Okay, well, my question is because when I was on eBay, because my Molotov ran out, so I needed a new one, right? So I go on eBay and I'm looking around and I found liquid chrome, which is from Guangna. It's Chinese,
Yeah, it's
whatever. It's just another company, but it's cheaper, right? And I had no sooner clicked buy on it, and then after I was like, all right, it's coming. It'll be here in a few days. I go and watch Bruce's eclectic model video of his bench update where he bought a bunch of paints and things. And he had got the 3-pack and kind of showed that, yeah, it's chrome. It's like Molotov and you can touch it and it doesn't smear and blah, blah, blah. Well, when I got mine in the mail last night, well, this morning, I'm looking at the packaging on it. And at first I had to laugh, and then I realized, you know what? This is probably better than Molotov. And let me see if I can turn my camera on and let's see if you guys can see what it says.
And that's what I've been
Well,
hearing too, is that it's actually better. And once it's dry, like Maltol, you can't touch it once it's dry. It's like it dulls right out, whereas this stuff doesn't seem to want to dull out.
Yeah, this stuff, it says within 24 hours you can touch it, and you can. You know, as soon as I got it, I touched up the little sprue marks on my bumpers and stuff, you know, because I finally got it. That's what I've been waiting for, right? So I finally touched them up, and I got it on there, and I can touch it already, and it's only been 5 hours, 4 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you'll be able to see this. It's kind of hard. Well, maybe. Can you tell me what's wrong with this package? Can you tell me what's wrong with this package?
Nothing. Mirror mask.
Is there something in it?
Well,
Silver
if
mirror
you happen to look right there, it is Utable.
High gloss.
It's triple S Utable.
Oh, okay.
Where it says, I was like, this is triple S stuff, man. It's triple S.
That's some really high gloss.
Yeah, I had to
really
laugh,
high
man. I
gloss.
thought that was hilarious. You can take me off me, yeah. But I thought that was hilarious. I was like, seriously?
There's no one that says it's due. I was
Hey, Britta. Yeah, I thought that was funny. I was like, cool, that's got to make it like triple glossy.
It's like triple
But
times better than.
Yeah, but it's Utable for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and there's another one on the back too that was funny. There's 3 steps for the directions on this. Number 1, shake the pen before using. Number 2, press the nib several times vertically until the ink exudates.
Okay.
Isn't it supposed to be just exudes, right? Or comes out, or what the heck is exudates? And it's also funny too because they have it pointing upright and they're using their thumb to click on the thing. It's like, what? That's backwards.
You know what that is, eh? That's the Chinese translation. They're trying to.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is the translator didn't work quite so well.
Yeah, but I have that too with Google Translate. My English on the keyboard is really bad, and I using Google Translate all the time. And I say things in Dutch, and then you see exactly the same thing in English. That is whole different. And sometimes I remove one word, and then it is right in English, but not right in Dutch.
Right.
That is translation. That is really weird.
Yeah, I don't know how well this stuff would work with like a clear coat over top of it, but my guess is it'd be like with anything, you know, it'll just turn silver rather than stay chrome.
What up you with?
Okay.
Yeah, let me put this stuff up because it's got to be refrigerated.
I have not so much experience with clear coats and chrome. My one is always flat and it's not chrome, but then it's more gray.
Is that your master cylinder brake booster? Yeah. Looks good.
You know, especially if it would focus.
Right.
It's trying to focus on one thing, and there we go.
Oh wow, that looks better than my one.
Ooh.
Very
Now I
nice
just got to
with
finish. Now I just got to finish painting it.
You know, one thing I've never really looked at specifically when it comes to the hoses coming off, which direction do the coils go? Do they go forward or they go backwards towards the firewall?
Depends on the car.
Right.
Depends on the manufacturer. The only reason it's there is for flexibility.
Yeah, it's
normally the
stress
chassis and the body on a rubber mount, right? And the master cylinder is mounted on the body, but the brake lines go down to the steel frame. So as that flexes, it has that coil to allow things to, you know, bounce around and stuff. So really, you know, it doesn't really matter which way they
it's
turn.
kind of the same thing you do with electrical wiring in a house. You leave a little bit of slack before the boxes or whatever. So if you ever need to pull a little bit more to get some longer pigtail wires or whatever, you have room.
Yeah, exactly. And then the only place you'd have rubber hoses is going from the hard frame into a suspension part, meaning the axle,
top of the axle or both of the front hubs.
Yeah.
Front calipers.
And that's the only place you'd have a rubber line. But because the body is mounted to the frame, and the frame, they got that rubber bushing between them, old school anyways, you know, they have that flex, right? So it needs that little bit of give. Whereas unibody cars, I don't even know if they still do that on the unibody cars.
Normally they go straight to like a ABS block kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the newest stuff I've ever looked under the hood on is like my mom's minivan, and everything's so crammed underneath the cowl you can't see any of that. You know?
No. I have an 85 Chevy truck. Okay.
Hey. No wrong with that. I can tell you right now, you can sell that for more than a brand new Chevy truck right off of the lot.
Especially where I live. I'm right up against the ocean. So any square body around here, unless it's been restored, basically literally a pile of rust.
Right.
From Alberta.
And any of them that are still driving are gold.
Oh yeah. I wish I had the money to rent a big rig with an MVC trailer, go to Alberta, and buy 10 or 12 square body trucks. I could pick them up $2,000-$3,000, no problem. Easy, good shape, very little rust, running and driving, and bring them all back to New Brunswick.
Even if they are rusted, the rocker panels, the fenders, the cab corners, that's really the main part of them that rust anyway. And all of that stuff is easily replaceable, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's just a matter of making sure that the chassis is solid.
Well, that's the main thing out here is the frames rust like there's no tomorrow. But if I could bring a bunch of them back, say spend 10 grand out there back, I'd probably back on one truck.
Oh,
no
easy,
problem.
Easy.
Oh, you want that? 10 grand. I'll drive it off the trailer for you right now. Jump in, fire it up, back it off, and away you go.
Right.
And they would pay it. Out here, they would pay it. I mean, I've had offers on mine. People drive by, or even in a parking lot. You want to sell that? I'm like, not
Right.
really. Well, I've got 15 grand saved up. Like, tempting, but no. I've had the
Best
truck for
offer I can
25
make you-
years.
The best offer I can make somebody like that is, I won't sell you mine, but I might be able to hook you up for a little less than that if you know the right people.
Yeah. And see, when we moved out here 5 years ago, I was living in a shop, I was renting a shop, but it had an actual room, kitchen, and everything built into it. And
Right.
that truck was completely apart, nothing left of it. The frame, the axles, the body was off of it. I mean, everything. It was stripped right down to nothing. I was getting ready to restore it and customize it. And then I just kind of got bored one day, and I looked at the wife and says, "Hey, you want to move home?" And she thought I meant Ontario. I said, "No, you're home, New Brunswick." She goes, "Okay." So in 2 weeks, I put that entire truck back together. I had a motor out of a 64 Impala. So what is it, 283, I think it is? Yeah, 283.
Right. Little
And
small block, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was
I need
that
ones.
was built, and I dropped that in there. She flew out. Dad and I loaded the truck, and we drove it from Alberta to New Brunswick, 5,832 kilometers, which
You mean
is
she didn't
about
put the chair on the back and do a Beverly Hillbillies on the way out?
No, she flew out about 2 weeks before I put it back together. And then Dad and I drove out here. We drove across. That was about 30. What is that? About 3,600 miles, give or take.
Yeah.
After putting it together, it took 2 weeks to put it together. Dropped the motor in it, got it running. We loaded it, drove out. Now, if that's not a
That's
Chevy,
one heck of a shakedown run.
oh yeah, we did lose the wipers. They stopped working for a little bit in Montreal, Quebec, or going through Quebec. And of course, what did it start to do? Snow and rain.
Ugh.
So, of course, you've seen it on before in other places where they grab pieces of rope and they go at the vent windows to the wipers, and you're moving the wipers
Let me
back
have
and
your
forth.
shoestring. Yep. Let me have your shoestring.
We did that going through Quebec, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we actually had
If
to
it
stop
works, it
and
works,
sleep.
man.
Yeah, we had to stop once because we couldn't see anymore. It was getting dark and stuff. And it's like, why can't we see? We get out here. There was probably about 2 inches of snow and ice buildup on the headlights.
Wow.
It was that bad. So we break them off. Oh, look, we can see again. Keep
Coming
on going.
down wet and heavy, but cold enough to freeze to it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that was nuts trying to see, and you're right going by Montreal, and of course, I mean, you got Quebecians driving out there like they own the planet Earth, right? And you don't know your way perfectly, so you're trying to drive through a province that you don't know, with wipers that you're using shoestrings to move, and headlights that you can't see with.
Make a couple tenderloin steaks. See if we can eat them eventually here.
Sorry, I had Mom asking me a question.
Hey, Dan, welcome. There's room for one more if somebody wants to jump in. Haven't seen Dan on here for a while, so maybe he'll jump in for a few minutes.
Good old Dan the man.
I jumped in.
Not you. Someone else.
Louis.
Hey, Dan.
You can help me though.
I'm helping. Where are you at?
I'll put these on.
You got to drill holes in it.
So not much left to do on this car, and I'll be doing a final final record on this.
These
I've
are-
already got
Eh,
2 parts for it. Then I can
Nice.
edit it and put the video out.
good
I'm gonna have a
design.
hard time recording this car.
That's also
Just
good.
because of the colors.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, if you look at it from one side, so if I left the camera there and look at it,
You see the
You're
purple
gonna
and the
get-
green and the gold.
Okay, you gotta
well,
drill those
you're gonna
outside.
get mainly purple,
Did that part.
Right.
I'll put that. I
But-
got 3.
but
Put
my
that
side
on
is mainly green, right?
3,
Right.
6,
So I may have
Did that.
to move my camera around just so you guys can actually get a good color shift on it.
See? Yeah, so
Do you have one of them whirligig things? Turntable?
Yeah, but even still, like as it rotates, it's always the same color on that end.
gotta drill those holes. Once we drill those holes, you can
You know what
put
I
the
mean?
wing on.
You see a
Yeah,
little bit
the
of
only
green
thing you
here,
can
but-
really do is have it spinning and then have your camera go up and then back down and then up and then back down,
Oh,
nice and
that's
slow. But
yeah, I may have to move my camera like to this side and then move it back, and like it's for me right now. The whole car is purple, completely purple.
from where I'm seeing, I can see the rear quarter in purple, the roof and hood in green,
Yeah.
a little bit of
It
gold
looked like
in it.
a flip paint.
Yeah, it's chameleon.
Chameleon,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's a hyper shift.
You definitely kick ass though. I dig it.
I like the color. Amazing.
You got any body decals for it or just leaving it plain?
I think I'm gonna leave it like this. It's supposed to be the Baldwin Motion, but
Right.
I think if I put anything on the body, it's really gonna take away from the color shift. You know,
Right.
I even did the hood pins on it and everything. Come on, focus.
Yeah, I think the only
So-
thing that would add to the color without taking away from it would be that 70s vibe pinstriping everywhere, but that's a whole nother direction
Good
before Baldwin Motion came out,
Yeah, I even cut out the grill, and that was
See that.
painstaking. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I know how thick they are, so yeah, that's a lot of work just to get that far.
yeah. I wrapped the headers on it and everything.
Cool.
Did all the park brake cables and fuel line, and
Oh, wow. That is high detailed.
little by little. You kind of see the fuel line down there to the fuel pumps under the axle.
Did you have any issue getting your exhaust side pipes to line up and mount to the body flush?
No, they freaking fell in place real nice.
I want to say on
Yeah,
one
he
of
was-
mine, one of them was hanging down a little farther than it needed to be, and it left a little gap under the door on the one side or something.
I know it's probably hard to see in there, but even the belt
Seat
buckles have
belts.
GM on. Belt buckles have
Nice.
GM on them.
Cool.
Yeah,
Says,
we'll have to wait for the still photos to see that.
yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do this one. First time I ever did a white interior with wood grain, and
Looks
I
clean.
did that, and then I turned around. I made them, did the mesh, redid the mesh in the
cowl vents.
bug eye filter.
Oh yeah, I remember you doing that the other day.
That is
Yeah.
nice.
I'm doing battery and stuff. It's getting there little by little.
You bring me on IDs.
What's
I have
that?
the same air filter for my Camaro.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, because your green one's a Baldwin Motion too, ain't it, Dominic? Yeah, I don't think a different color would have worked on the interior.
No, well, it was either black, and if you did black, I mean, it'd
Everything
still look
hides.
good, but Yeah, because
Everything just
I use it's peel and stick velvet, right? That's what I use for carpeting and stuff. So I did the back deck with the white velvet and the carpet with white velvet.
Yeah, I got a few sheets. I think I got like 5, maybe 6 sheets. It's velveted paper. It's really thin, but
Yeah.
it's not a peel and stick. But I can glue it down with Elmer's glue, model glue, super glue, whatever, because it don't bleed through with the paper backing. And I've used that a lot on the floorboards.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I got but mine's the peel and stick stuff. So it's got
Which is
a
nice
sticky
because
back
then
there.
it remains more flexible for like going over the tranny tunnel and things.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got almost any color you can think of. Pinks and blues and purples.
Was that a
red.
package deal?
Yeah, it was from Amazon. It's got pinks and purples and yellows. I mean, any color interior that you can think of doing, you've got the velvet
some
to do.
Tans, some
and it was
browns,
only like,
nice.
Yeah, burgundies, blacks. You know, like 2 or 3 shades.
And what's really cool is you only need like 4 by 6 inches to do a whole interior.
Yeah,
you know, and on a sheet of paper, you're getting like 5 cars out of it.
Yeah, I think I paid like $12 Canadian for it.
Jeez, American, that'd be like $7 or something. That ain't bad.
Yeah, give or take. Okay, I heard a bloop. Does that mean somebody else is here?
It might be.
Oh yeah, there's
Mr. Bob.
Hey, everybody.
Bob!
Hey,
Good evening, Bob.
Hey.
I hit the wrong button. There we go.
Hey,
the king is here. We all bow down to the king.
King Bob.
Okay.
Hey, at least we all didn't say
keeps
Norm.
King Bob. King Bob.
She keeps pawing at me and staring at me, so I'm taking her out. I'll be back in a few minutes.
He's got his minion.
Outside? Is that what you want? You want to go outside? Yeah, outside.
How's it going, Bob?
Aw, little dog. Nah, little.
I mailed out your shop cart to you, Andrew. You should get it on Friday.
Okay.
She's far from little.
What?
Yeah, I have a little dog.
Thank you.
You're
A
welcome.
small one.
Did you get the email I sent you, Bob?
Yes, I did.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if it went on the truck this morning or if it'll go out tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it just said it's accepted on the tracking, which is fine. It's usually means
Because normally the truck doesn't come until after lunch, but they do have a tendency to come before lunch. So it's hit or miss one day or another. But should still be there by Saturday.
That's whenever. I just ordered the trailer in for the car and the truck, so it's supposed to be here next week. So it'll be a while before I get into it.
There's 2 of them letter sign sheets that I was talking about that I use for trailers and flatbeds in there. They're definitely bigger than the actual box, the model box. So they're on the outside of the box, which is actually good. It'll protect it from getting smashed a little better. But
Cool.
yeah, they come in handy. I've built a few rollbacks and things with them over the years. So.
Yeah, I should have I got the same trailer that Fred got, the Wayland one or whatever, the one with the detachable front tire rack.
Gotcha. Yep.
Of course, after I found that there was a whole on eBay. There's a whole bunch of those like 76 Caprices with the car trailer in them too.
That was another reissue not too long ago, wasn't it?
I'm assuming so because there were a boatload of them on eBay.
Because I know the originals before they released it, people were asking like $80, $150 a piece for them. It's like, are you crazy, man?
But I was gonna get one of those, and then I saw that other one, and so I went ahead and grabbed it because it looked like a better trailer.
Yeah, there's a few different options out there. Some ain't wide enough. Some are just barely wide enough. I know when I tried to put a monogram 70 Chevelle SS onto the back of the race car trailer that came from like Revell Monogram, it was too wide to fit in between the two sides that hold up the tire rack.
Yeah,
but without the rack, it fits. It just won't go in there.
I'll probably put the some magnets in it for the tire rack so they can take it on and off.
Right.
That's the plan anyway. So if I wanted to put a race car on a trailer, then I can stick the tire rack on with magnets. And if I don't want, if I'm just doing as a trailer queen type trailer, then I can take the rack off.
Yeah, I was looking at Trailer Queens this morning, debating if I wanted to start my 49 Mercury. I come across a couple of them, and I was like, man, that's just gorgeous. And some of them are so iconic that they're in glass cases in museums. It's like, yeah, that's a Trailer Queen.
Yeah, there was a bunch of the ATM or AMT.
Hey, she's back.
The trailers with the enclosed trailer with the clear top on them. There were a bunch of those on eBay too.
Right.
But I was afraid that one might be too small.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea if you want a display case kind of thing to keep it in, but I don't really see it working as a trailer. It's not like the end opens up or anything, you know.
What you building, Andrew?
Let's see what you're building.
Airplane type 5.
Cool.
Okay, nice.
The Spitfire.
The Spitfire.
Yeah, cool. You like Spitfires?
Oh, do you like the Spitfire?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Don't lie to me. So is it going to spit fire like Mario? Pew, 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 pew. It's been a long time since I played Mario Brothers.
I did the first one.
I just watched the movie with Phil yesterday.
Let me do this one.
Was it decent?
Yeah, it was pretty cute. They did a good job.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh wow, Bob! Show me the backside, the wood backside, the trunk.
The wood bed.
Yeah, the wood bed.
Looking good, Bob.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It was all done with craft acrylics.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And did the underside as well.
That looks amazing.
No doubt.
I like that.
See, now there's something you don't see as much. When it's got a wooden bed, most people leave the underside body color. It's like, no, it's wood.
Yeah, that is a little bit detail. The most people, that is the same what I did with my military.
A whole lot of it underneath.
Yeah,
you
see sure. A little. Yeah, you see not everything, but you see a little bit, because you know it is there.
Yeah, well, there's some kits where you don't see half of it, but it's still wood underneath there. It's like, well, it needs to be wood, you know.
Yeah, I know car builders do nothing with the bottom side. No paint, nothing.
Right.
I noticed this Restream has my camera reversed. I have to go and read.
Right, I had to figure that one out too.
Oh, same.
I mean, it's showing up normal on the YouTube, but it's inverted
reverse.
For seeing which direction you're going.
Just show the backside, then it's the right way around.
Cool.
Oh, you're both of them?
That's a Kiss My Ass decals?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we got the Thacker's Garage. The Pearl was making the camera not like wanting to see it, but yeah. Cool. And the senior on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of block it with your hand a little bit so it don't glare so much.
Let's see if I try this. There we go.
That's so weird.
Wow. I like the color.
Restream,
the yellow color with the white.
Restream shows it backwards and YouTube shows it proper.
Right? It's like how?
And then we got the little monkey with the lip print on him on the back.
I like that. Great spot for it.
Oh, cool. Dan's gonna do a product review on that felt, sticky felt.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use for the inside of the. I use it for carpeting all the time, and I'll probably use it inside the hood as well.
I gotta go fix that.
And everything. It works really well.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Holy hell, Jess. That sprue is like as big as you is.
I know.
That thing's massive.
It's huge.
Both of them are like the biggest screws in the universe.
Looks like it came out of a 1/16 scale hot rod car model box.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's 1/48 scale.
All that for
Whoa.
a tiny car? Holy cow.
I know.
Big old
Leon?
helicopter and
Is that a helicopter built for Ice Queen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, everybody's almost like done with theirs or so close to finishing, and I'm like, I need to hurry, but also be patient, but hurry.
But you've also been building your shed, so.
Yeah, and like with work and school now too, it's just been like hard to find time. But I'm finishing my classes up this week. I passed with an A, so I'm pretty happy
Awesome.
about that. Yeah, so I should have some more free time.
Cool.
You should be excited. You excited about it?
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, Michael. Jess went to sprue school. She can handle it.
I wish. That sounds like way more fun than business.
Right.
And just let it dry. And I'm gonna put some different kind of glue right here to fill these gaps. Okay, but you got.
Don't you hate when you're test fitting a part and it fits, falls right into place, no problem. Then you try to get it back out so you can actually glue it in, and the damn thing won't come out.
That's a booger.
I did.
Or it fits perfect when you test fit
Nice,
it and you
Andrew.
put glue on it and it won't go back where you had it.
Yeah.
Is that the Spitfire, Andrew?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Let's see, Andrew.
Show us up close.
Awesome.
Very
Looking
cool.
Yeah,
good.
that's nice.
Rub it under so
Yeah.
they can see bottom.
Oh, you got
Are you gonna leave the
the version.
Are you
Cool.
gonna leave the wheels down or put them up?
You're gonna put the wheels down like it's on the tarmac, or you're gonna put them up like it's flying.
Come on, looks fine.
Oh, you can put them in.
Hmm?
So you're gonna have to hang it from the room then. No, that one goes on the back. Right.
You know, if I had a mobile with planes and stuff above me when I was a kid in the kid's seat, I'd do a lot more airplanes too, you know.
I only did like 1 or 2 airplanes in my life, and they usually ended up full of lighter fluid and flying out the second story window.
You mean you didn't attach them to a bottle rocket?
You have to find out.
No, we don't have bottle rockets out here. We can't even get firecrackers
No, no,
anymore.
there's another piece that goes over there on top of that.
They
That's
even
not
banned
something I want to
firecrackers
take the chance on sending you then. Because if you guys can't have them,
Nope.
that's a no-no.
This was landing.
Yes, but it goes right here, buddy. Trust me,
Yeah.
right there in that little.
They banned
But not
firecrackers. I'm like,
fire.
seriously? I used to love firecrackers.
Right here.
Look at that, Dominic.
So did
Little one.
the seagulls, but we won't go there.
This is the best kit what I ever built. This is the 148 Tamiya Mark 1
Nice.
Spitfire.
Ooh, look at his Spitfire. Andrew's is the Airfix.
Oh, Airfix one. Yeah.
Yeah.
and you have
Yeah, that's
inside.
That's
oh,
nice detail in there.
Yeah, all the
Nice
photo
detail.
etchings in.
Super cool.
Was a really nice kit to build.
he's not even messing with him now.
And I am absolutely not a big fan of Tamaya.
He's not messing
Well,
with him now.
I haven't built an airplane since I was like, I don't know, 10 years old. And where the hell are they? I've got the B-17G Flying Fortress, the 172 from Revell, and I've got
Still a
the
big plane.
B-20, and I've got a B-25 Mitchell, or B-25J Mitchell, 148 from Revell.
Okay.
So that's what I have for airplanes that
You don't get
at
sick.
some point in time I will build. Hey Bob, that windshield doesn't look like it goes with that truck.
No, I was gonna say if Andrew wants, I can send him the Airfix airplane stand to put your wheels up on.
Oh,
You don't have
nice.
to hang it.
You see that, Andrew? You see what Bob's got, Andrew?
Oh, he's calling you, buddy.
Yeah?
That's a stand
You see
for
what
your
Bob
airplane. I
has?
can send it to you if you want it.
Oh wow. He's asking a question.
Yeah?
Okay, I'll mail it out to you. Then you can put your airplane. You can put your wheels up and stop and still have it on the shelf.
Oh, okay. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
hang it from the ceiling. You can just leave the wheels up, but you set it on the ground like that, and then like it's flying.
Okay.
And then you can
That's
close the
awesome.
canopy.
Yeah, and then you can still look at it and see it and all that. You don't have to hide it hanging up in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you lose. Yeah, you hang it up on the ceiling. You lose all the detail from the top.
Yeah.
This is how it works. It goes on the bottom.
You lose all the good part detail.
That way you can
Okay,
have your
that's what Bob.
that way you can have your wheels up like it's flying, but not have to hang it from the ceiling. Got a place to sit it.
That's cool.
I'll stick
Yeah,
it in the wall for you tomorrow.
Now, is there an actual little slot under the plane for that, or you guys just glue it on?
It depends. What I usually do, if it's an Airfix kit that does come with this in the kit, they'll show you where you can trim it, put a slot in it for the tab. If not, I just drill a little hole in the bottom and
Pin it.
and pin it in.
This is the 1/32 scale Messerschmitt 109.
That was a nice one.
It's
So
funny.
what?
My friend that comes over from Berlin, every time we talk about Messerschmitts or the mosquitoes around here, his mom always calls them Messerschmitts. She's swatting at them, smacking them.
And you got some
Yeah,
of those
it was a
Canadian
nice
mosquitoes
kit to
down there,
build.
do you?
Oh, tons.
It was a
Okay.
2-year process.
Like I said, Wisconsin's got more lakes than Minnesota, and that means we got more mosquitoes than Minnesota.
Well, we got a swamp just outside of our house here. Then there's a lake about 4-minute walk down the road, and then one if you go through the bush, a really big lake, and that's about a 20-minute walk through the bush. Then you got the ocean, and you got the freshwater lake over on that corner, the 5 Great Lakes.
Well, I don't care so much about the ocean or big lakes. It's usually any of the smaller standing puddles. You know, the no fish activity stuff. They love that stuff for baby making.
Well, that's why it's bad here. That's why it's bad here. We have that swamp right outside our yard here.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I got that in Anniston
Nice.
at the fur ball, and then they had this round table where they kept putting giveaways out, and we went by there one time, and they had these guys,
Cool.
for a 132nd. And then we went back there another time and they had these guys in 172.
That's a lot of little decals.
Nice.
That is a lot of little decals.
Cool.
This one is make my girlfriend. She make this kit. It's the 1/16 scale model Ford Model T 1917.
Nice.
That is nice.
I thought you
did
could
an
get
awesome
that
job
car
on
in any
that.
color you wanted as long as it was black. Yeah, that looks good,
Yeah,
man.
pretty much, eh?
Yeah, she want them blue, and I
Yeah.
say to her, "Nah, I think blue is not nice, maar looks not bad."
I'm surprised that's not a porta potty toilet in the back there, but
No, it's a sheet.
yeah.
It's still there.
That looks good, man. I love all that brass work on them cars.
Yeah, yeah. In my eyes, it is too much. But she liked it. She went directly out of the box building.
That's cool.
Yeah. I set him back before he falling down, and she killed me, and I'm sleeping 2 weeks on the couch.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the doghouse. Go put her back.
Yeah. The couch is still pretty good. You're still inside the house.
I got a lazy boy in here, so I'm good. They keep telling
the couch
us,
is inside the house. She can get me out my
I
house.
got the lazy boy right here. I got the lazy boy. Then, of course, I've got double screens, so I can put 2 movies on, at the same time. Whatever, I'm good.
You think Katie is?
There, see? Okay. Now put some glue on.
It's very accurate on it.
A little more.
Oh,
There you go. See?
Things you think of doing afterwards, right?
Awesome. Look, you see the tiny wheel? You see where the tiny wheel is? Way in the back?
Mm-hmm.
So you put the tiny wheel on the back, but then the front ones, like Bob said, you put them in like it's flying. And then when you get your little stand, you just put it right on the stand. Now and we can close the canopy. So
Yeah. Here's my Spitfire right here.
see, and he's got Spitfire.
That was nice.
that's tiny.
I built mine like the wheels are just going up, like it just took off, but I don't have them all the way retracted yet.
Hang on, Bob.
1/72 scale, Bob?
Yeah, this is the 1/72 scale Airfix.
Okay, nice.
That does look nice.
See, it goes in the front.
Oh, but hey, it goes in the back.
We'll send you one for a 1/72 scale and one for a 1/48 scale. I've got 2 of them for you.
Wow. Say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There.
They come in packs of 12, so I've always got extras floating around.
Not over there.
Some kits come with
It
a
goes all the way in.
Some do.
It goes just like that. It's just like
The
the picture.
tip's off, though.
No, it goes just like that.
Stefan has a question for you there, Jess.
Who? What?
Just on the. There you go.
Stefan is asking how the shed is coming along.
Oh, yeah. The shed's kind of on hold right now. Honestly, I need an AC unit in here more than anything because it's getting so hot. But yeah, I had some issues with my car and I had to buy a new engine, so I'm paying that off now. So
Did you get a roof on the shed yet?
no shingles or anything, but I just got the tie back all around it right now.
Right. That's basically watertight then, at least.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's gonna look-
definitely.
And then it'll look just like a little picture.
Yeah, I still need to. We gotta
Okay.
do the
Just like that.
shingles, the siding,
Okay.
the walls,
It's
and
the tulip color, so it stays nice.
I need an AC unit, big time. Melting in here.
Now, did you get a window in that too?
We have it's set up for windows, so we're gonna be getting windows too. Yeah.
But it's just not cut out yet?
Yeah, no, not cut
Gotcha.
out yet. We
Gotcha.
figured we would wait to
That goes
do
in
that.
front
That
wheel.
way we could keep it sealed and stuff.
Yep.
That's where it goes in front.
Makes a lot of sense until you get one.
Don't point at me.
I mean, I was saying, maybe we could just forget the windows altogether because I want an AC unit so bad. Yeah, I was like, do we
Must
have
be
no
nice.
windows?
Must be nice
Well,
to
if
be
you get a
that
window
warm.
unit, you can always just cut it out where it goes into the window, and then when you get the window, cut the rest of it out.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't lose.
We're still lighting fires over here. It's freaking cold.
Yeah, we got 40 degrees the last 2 days with dreary rain. Yesterday was super windy, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was.
Mom had a whole bunch of her potted plants blow across the yard.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, when potted plants go flying, you know it's windy.
It's time to stay inside, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, she goes, go get the mail. I was like, do you expect me to, you got a tether?
Yeah. Where'd you get all the bricks to tie to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, I get to go. Daniel's home from birthday. Dus,
Well,
I
tell
get
her we
bored.
all said hello.
and I go to sleep.
Okay. Have a good one. Thanks for
hanging
stopping
out. Have a
by.
good evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice to speak with you all, and have a nice week.
We'll do that, but you got to do the
too.
same then.
Have
Remember.
a good one.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah, I might hop out during supper time once it gets done, and in case anybody else wants to hop in while I'm out.
Well, I'm good for 6 right now, so we got a spot on pin.
Yeah. I was picking up
I need a
the
small red wire.
Come say hi to us, Dan the man. You just got one of them contagious, make you smile attitudes, you know?
You can stay in here all the time, not just when you're chasing these girls.
Oh, Dan, I've been meaning to tell you that I did your shout out the other day, so that's up. Check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah, she's only about 1.5 years behind on him. So
That's not, you ain't lying.
She's been busy. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
almost
I
got
have, like-
returned.
I have like 2.5 notebook
What is it,
pages that are like each line has somebody's name that I gotta do a shout out
What
for.
is this too? Little car?
Well, then maybe
Yeah.
you just do a single video of an entire community shout out. Probably be about 5 hours long, but you know, somebody will watch it.
I don't know. Yeah, I've been like trying to like rethink the whole shout out thing just because there's just so many, but at the same time, like I want to keep them personal and I want everybody to have, their own song and their own cool shout out.
Right.
Appreciation. So it's just, I know there are people who like aren't patient, or like I've gotten emails like, when's mine? And I'm
Right.
like, I'm trying.
What, you think it's going to grow your channel or something?
No, I'm not like that. But
No, you know, the impatient people, you know, they're like,
yeah.
give me a shout out. It's like, what, you think it's going to grow your channel or something?
Yeah, I also like I keep them in the order that they're received, like the order that I get the shop cards, because I'm not like cutting in line or nobody feels like they've been wronged or forgotten or like put
Right.
behind. So like I do them in the exact order that I received the shop card, and I just have a list and I go from there. But I've done like I think 31 shout outs so far or something like that. So
Cool.
yeah, I
Do
can't.
you have,
Yeah.
do you have
I
my
was
shop
just gonna
card?
say,
I do. I have you on my shout out list.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
she
do
got
you
a year
have
and a half
a?
behind. She got mine like a
No
year
need
ago.
to shut.
So,
No
I
need
got
to
yours
shout
at
me out.
Acme, Bob. That was not a year ago.
well, that's almost a year.
There's no need
It's like 6
for you
months
to do
ago.
a shout out for me, but I just wanted to make sure you had my card.
I think I have yours. I'll have to go through my list.
I just
Do you
got my
keep
new
all?
one this week.
Do you keep all your shout out
I'm still
videos
waiting for her.
in a playlist?
No, like on YouTube, like a YouTube playlist.
Yeah.
No, actually, that's probably. I didn't know you could do that with shorts. Can you?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can.
I think so.
That's a good question. I mean, as a content creator, you should be able to loop or section your stuff however you feel fit. I think. I don't do shorts, so I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
don't
know
either.
when I do different types of videos, I put them in their own little playlist as I'm uploading them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
mine
do
are the
that
same
with
way.
like the shed videos and my like final build videos. I have 2 different playlists, like one for the shed and one for the. But I don't
Right.
know if you can do that with shorts. I'd have to look into that because that's not a bad idea if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any shorts.
Well, you should be able to, because if you go to your where it says videos and it shows it shows when you do a short. So by rights, you should be able to click on it and make a
Add to
playlist for it.
playlist
Add the
and then
playlist, yeah, in like the creator dashboard. I'm gonna look into that. That's
You
not a
should be
bad
able
idea.
to you should just be able to create a playlist and then plug in whatever video you want, whether it's a short or
Yeah,
not.
because then you don't
because
have
if
to be the one to remember how many you've done or which one's
Yeah,
next.
pickle.
It'll all be marked out for you.
Yeah, I know. It's gotten to a point where Philip's like, why aren't you just typing the list out? Like, 'cause I'm so old school. Like, I have it in a notebook and I go
I
back,
got one more.
a file for
I do
completed
the
shout
same
outs,
thing.
and then like a
I
secretary
do
over
the
here.
same thing.
So yeah.
I just
I always
got
tell
this book
people.
here. I got this just to do to start when I start doing my podcasts. All the different, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to talk about, who's going to be on, all that stuff, all handwritten.
That's all it needs to be.
There you go. Yeah, keep a little like ledger or journal. It's always helped me. Whenever I write stuff down, I remember things a lot better. That's just
Well-
me personally.
Well, Dave, if she started over from the beginning, it'd be 2 more years before Bob gets a shout out.
Oh, yeah.
If it's taking you a year or 2 to get this far along in the list, it'll take you that much longer to get back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if she started over, it'd be a eulogy for Bob.
Oh, God.
Oh, stop.
Let's not go there. Last thing we need is more eulogies in the hobby. Come on.
Bobby, come on.
Yeah.
Here's a shout out to Bob.
Here,
We loved him.
I'll make
very
a bribe.
dearly.
You can get this when I get my shout out.
Bobby, come on.
And actually, I didn't give Bob his shout out short yet, but I did give him a shout out in my Acme video because he gave me the Munsters kit, the house kit.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so I did give you a little shout out, but I didn't get this to the short yet. There you go.
So you have a kid of the Munsters house?
Yes.
The Adams? It's
Or
not
no,
the Adams
actually,
family?
yeah, no,
No,
yeah,
it's the Munsters house, yeah. They
yeah.
did the Munsters house, they did the Adams family's house, and they did the Psycho house. Polar
the
Lights
Bates
did,
Hotel
or
thing,
Mobius
yep.
did way back when.
What?
They're all
What?
in HO scale.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. That's
it's
probably
gonna
why
be-
I'd never seen them, because they're small scale. But that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I actually really wanted to do that one for this Halloween, but I'm probably gonna have to wait till next just because I got so many projects going on. because I gotta do senior's van, and then I'm also like want to get back to the monster truck, and I'm finishing up the helicopter. But after the van and the helicopter, I'm not doing vans or helicopters for a while, guys. So just I'm putting that out there.
Why did it take so long?
No, it's just I like to mix them up because I don't know. I like to see what every different kind of style kit has to offer. You know, like I don't know. Every kit's different, and I don't know. I just like seeing different ones, I guess.
I want to
one of
see
the
you
first
build.
videos on your channel that I watched was like the drag hag, like the
Oh,
wacky
yeah.
weirdo stuff. Those to me are always fun to watch,
Yeah.
but I don't have any in my collection. They're neat, but they don't fit with my space that I can display them with. You know, 'cause
Sure.
some are really
I'd like
tall. You know, like go ahead.
I want to see Jess do
Right.
something like the 34 or 37 Ford, you know, or the 25 Ford Model T. One of those types
Yeah.
of trucks, those
Oh.
old school trucks.
Yeah, something like old school buggy looking.
Airplane.
I know Sue's trying to get me into like the Warhammer too, and some of those look pretty cool, but like I'm not confident enough in my painting skills yet because I'm good at like with the
Yeah, my
graphics. I'm
airplane.
getting better. Nice, Andrew.
Something like that.
Sweet.
These old trucks.
Yeah.
I'd like
I
to see you
have
do
that
one of
kit
those.
brand new sealed too.
Yeah,
I
I've
got
got
a
the
sealed one of
37.
them.
Yeah, I got 37 and a 34. 37, I'm going to do like the Stroke Race truck on the Stroke Race movie,
Heck yeah.
because that's what it is. 37 Ford, right?
Yeah, Morgan.
Yeah, I believe it's 37.
Yeah, it's a 37 Ford. I mean, it's nothing special, really. It's basically just flat black, but I'm going to try and watch every clip of that truck and see if there's a dent in it somewhere or, you know, major scratch or something. Try and make it as exact as I can. You never see the engine,
Yeah,
but I'm assuming it's probably a flathead V8 in it. It is a moonshine truck, though. And they say, oh, he's really got that thing hopped up. So
Well, I might have a shit. It doesn't say anything about that. It's
A lot of those old moonshiners use the Cadillac engines in their cars.
yeah. I don't know if they had much for the Cadillac engines, and basically when that era in the 37s kind of thing.
wow. How come that? Why doesn't that show up in there? All right. Well, let's see. Yeah.
You sure smoking out there. Smoking out there. No, I know. I went outside with the dog, and it's like, holy Christ, what's Dad doing? Getting rid of the neighbors? Freaking smoke coming out of that chimney there. It's like it was foggy near your truck. It was foggy in the backyard. I'm like, there was smoke like crazy. Pretty sure it's probably cleared up now. Yeah. And yet Jess is sitting here complaining she needs an air conditioner in her shed because she's cooking in there. I'm like, I wish. We're still lighting fires over here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down now because it's getting later. Thankfully.
Oh. Is she home?
Melting in her earlier.
That's because you're all sealed up tight and you're not getting any air movement.
You're checking the other side, I guess.
I just opened the door and now these little bugs are flying in and I'm like, don't stick to my primer, don't stick to my primer.
Well, at least you can sand them out. Not have to worry about the paint job.
I have had to do that once before.
Oh, that's part of summer, painting in the summertime, getting a bug in your paint. That's just
Oh my goodness.
Just resist it. Resist the urge to move it. Let's let it all cure and then take it out.
Yeah.
Because if you try to take it out while the paint is wet, you're just going to make things worse. Oh yeah, they have a knack for finding freshly done clear coat. Let me tell you.
Oh,
And it
gosh,
doesn't
that's
matter
the
if it's a
worst.
model or 1-to-1. They're good at finding the 1-to-1 paint jobs too.
And they're always the tiniest little gnats, but they're a pain in the ass.
I found a picture and it's got a few links in it for you there, Mark. I don't know if you've ever heard of International Movie Car Database. That's what that link is for. And it has the black truck. I put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh.
I want seeing is 2 pictures, but it might actually have a link to the movie. Yeah, it's got another link to the movie, but there's just those 2 pictures of the truck in there. But the nice part about this website,
I don't see a link.
it doesn't show. Oh, that's because I'm not a mod. Okay, let's try private chat in restream thing.
Well, type something and I'll put a wrench on you.
I just did, but that didn't go. Yeah, okay.
Just say hi or something. I'll throw a wrench on it.
Linky dinky doo.
I would have thought you already had one.
No, actually, I wasn't hanging around in your live streams before you went and started your rebuild project.
Oh, there. Now it should show up.
Okay, yeah, there's that. I can close that.
Mr. Bruce.
All right. That's
Which
just
Bruce song?
Hi. So let's see if I can get across the border.
What's up, Bruce?
I had a long nap this afternoon.
Well, good morning. Afternoon.
Good afternoon. And good night.
Evening.
All right. I hope that.
Guess I don't see you later.
Yeah. Bye now.
All right. That link should be there. Otherwise, because that IMCDB site, any car in any movie, including background cars, are on that website. If you go to the homepage, you can find literally any given car of any year, whether it's a TV show or a movie. And then it's just a matter of how many pictures do they have of it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a forum board. There's other people in there that reply in the comment section. Oh, it wasn't a 72, it was a 73, and it was a LX model, not an SS, or whatever, blah blah blah. There's people that know more than we do.
I get a kick out of the ones that post a picture, oh, a beautiful 55 Chevy, and then you look at it and go, dude, that's a 56.
That's a 56. Yep.
Yeah. It's like,
Keep it simple. Call it a Tri-5.
Yeah, I saw one once. It was, he was posting a beautiful black Gran Torino, and I looked at it and I'm like, dude, that's like an '83 Cadillac. Not even close.
Way off.
Not even the same brand.
Way off.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these guys. I don't know about you guys.
This
Come on
website this website's kept reasonably pretty clean, and it's got modern movies, old movies, and just like I said, any given car, truck, big truck, small truck, whatever, vans, you name it. You throw out an obscure vehicle name, you can look in there and find if it was ever used as a main car, a secondary car, a backdrop car. If it's there, it's there. I'll be right back.
I love having all this extra wire, salvaged wire. You get that salvaged wire of like electronics and stuff.
Oh yeah, ribbon cable. I save every bit that I can find when I'm scrapping out.
Well, like this stuff I got here. This is what do you call it? Kind of like they're part of a transformer, and it's copper line, but it's got a fabric wrap around it. Really, really fine fabric wrap. So it looks like, when you paint it flat black, it looks like under hood wire loom for a car.
Cool.
And I like I said, any piece of electronic that dies, you know, it's kind of like this one here. It's on. You guys can't see nothing, neither can I. Like this one's on. This is like more of like a toroid transformer, right? It's got the iron core, but it's a copper wire, but it's got a fabric wrapped around it as well. You know.
I don't think I've seen one of those.
You can see that it's got a fabric wrapped around it, right? Man, I got all kinds of stuff, like really, really fine wire. Like, I mean, this stuff's like 0.001 kind of thing. Let's see if I can zoom in here a bit.
001, isn't that like half a hair?
Pretty much. Come on, focus in on it.
It's binary code.
Like, look how small it is compared to, like, you know, like the printing on my hand kind of thing. I mean, you can wire up almost anything that you want. This one here is an electric solenoid. You know, electric solenoid wire.
Do you know what that super thin wire would have came out of? Like a small slot car motor winding or something?
Well, like this here. This was out of a printer. This one. I believe this was off of a stereo amplifier. Here's another one it still has the connectors on it. It's even got a double magnet in it. So it's got some of that fabric one. It's got really fine copper. It's got the iron core. As you can
So
see,
would
like
that fabric type stuff look kind of like you'd find on a winch, like a off-road winch?
Yeah, if you're doing like say the fabric cable, not a wire braid cable, but like an actual rope winch.
So even if you sprayed it silver to get a little more of that cable look to it, it's still not quite that style looking.
I think there's this one. Focus on it. Come on, focus. There you go. This one here is a braided copper. That would look like your wire rope on a winch. And see, it's wrapped in a tape kind of thing. So you take that tape off, and you get wire in there, and They're all over the place, all different types and thicknesses, and just look inside your electronic. Look inside the electronics. Next time you throw out a printer or something, I mean, even like little rubber bushings.
You know what happened last time that was mentioned? Dart said, "Ooh, wait a minute. I got a PS3 I could take apart." And he tore into it on live stream.
Yeah, I got him started on that.
Yeah, that was hilarious, man.
The older the electronic, the better. Because that's really most like new electronics, they'll have like microchips instead of this type of stuff. I mean, you can get springs out of printers and everything.
I
all
tear
different
stuff like
sizes.
that apart for part supplies.
Yeah, coil springs if you wanted to do a
Greetings,
coil
Boston.
spring on a car.
Nice.
All kinds of stuff. I use it all the time. Got your salad, Dad? Yeah, so I mean, people throw out electronic stuff all the time, old printers and everything else. Just, oh, look, there's one on the side of the road. Pick it up, take it home, tear it apart.
That's what I do.
I mean, my printer just died, and I tore it all apart, and I picked out some more stuff.
And just so people don't get it wrong, it's called upcycling.
Yeah.
I just call it junk stuff.
See, I don't know about the States, but here in Canada, I don't know about the States, but here in Canada, once something is put on the side of the road for garbage pickup, it's actually public domain.
Yes. If you take the scanner bed off your old printer, turn it upside down, you put your photos in it, and take the picture from the top side to keep your photo flat. When you're sandwich it between your thing, like when you're making a copy, you just turn it upside down so you get the glass side up. Then you can take your pictures from the top side. Your pictures don't curl up if they're old photos. I had a bunch of old photos, the ones that were curled. So I thought, hey, I got that old scanner top off my old printer. So I just turned it upside down, stuck them inside there, and started snapping pictures.
Yeah.
Glad I did that because then my sister's house burnt 2 years later.
If you could find somebody that's got an old CB radio and tear that apart, you'll find all kinds of stuff.
I think I have an old Cobra out in the shed.
I have a
Cobra. No, Cobra might have stuff. Should, anyways. I mean,
it's an older silver face with the dial, not with the digital numbers, so it's older.
Yeah, like even this here. This is a hard drive case. If you look, like, there's not much in it, but I mean, there's still stuff in it, right?
Magnets.
You get a toroidal transformer in there. Some copper wire. You got an LED in there if you wanted. You got a power jack if you wanted. If you're into electronics at all.
If you're doing Star Wars, Star Trek, space stuff, that's a whole Greeble.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, I've got stuff like that too. And it's full of bits and pieces of God knows what.
So I was trying to say goodbye, but I had myself muted. But I'm going inside now, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay.
Well, then it wasn't me that kept you hostage. You did it to yourself.
I did, and everybody can see it. I'm live to the internet now.
Well, you have a good one, Jess. Later.
Bye, Jess.
Have a good night, Jess. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if fire at all for or solder for doing stuff.
I use solder for exhaust and like Bob, radiator hoses or certain other tubes that you can't find a direct replacement and you need a little flexibility to make it work.
Like this lead wire here is 0.3 millimeter. You know, like it's super.
That's micro. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got what? I don't know how many different thicknesses of lead solder or lead wire. This isn't even solder. This is just lead wire. This is 0.5, 0.4, 1 mil, 0.7, 0.95. So I've got solder and stuff. I use beads, those glass beads and stuff to do
Kevin's here.
AN fittings and that.
You know, it's sometimes a bit of a struggle, but if you take the little glass beads, you know, for like jewelry making, and you find the little, they're like 1/4 inch long hexagon tubes. If you can cut them thin enough because they're glass or plastic or whatever, they're a little brittle, but if you can sand them down, shave them down, or do whatever, they make beautiful bolt heads because they're hexagon.
Yep. Yep. You know, like even these hood pin cables that I have here, that spool of wire that I showed you, that really, really fine wire, you know, that's what this is. That's what I twisted the two of them together and made the hood pin cable.
Yeah, I think that's a nifty touch.
You know, and that's where that fine cable comes in handy. When you twist it together, 2 or 3 strands of it, you can make, you know, different cables and thicknesses and everything else, right?
So you mean you can make a 1/64 scale friendship bracelet with that little wire? Remember back in the day when they were braiding and
yeah.
That'd be a pain in the ass though with something that tiny. Wow.
You're showing your age.
This isn't a cut on them or anything. This is a props to them. But them Japanese artists and stuff that would actually make a tiny little friendship braided bracelet out of one of those with like 20 wires, and it'd only be about the size of a sequin. You know, it's like, whoa, dude. Some of them people get mega intricate over there.
Well, that's part of what my podcast is going to be about. Is hoping that I can get it to go properly, because it's going to be a video podcast, right? Excuse me. And what I'm looking at doing is at the last week of every month, as it gets going, but the last week of every month, I'll put a post out on probably Facebook and Instagram with, say, 4 or 5 different topics, and it'll be a poll to see what people want. You know, what topic do you want to hear talked about?
The longest came out.
And then from there, what I'll do from there is I will take the highest one, whatever, say engine wiring or something, or spark plug wires. And then the second week or the first week of the month will be that topic, I'll put another poll out going, okay, what do you want to know about engine wiring, right? So here's the topic is engine wiring. Put your questions in. Then I'll take 5 or 6 questions, or depending on if I can answer them quickly or not. And I'll take those questions. So in the second week, figure out if I can do it by myself or if I want to have somebody come in with me, right? And talk about these questions, try to answer them. And that'll be on the third week, as I'll pre-record on the third week. It won't be live, it'll be pre-recorded so that I can edit it and stuff. But I'll talk with these people, blah, 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 answer the questions. Then on the last week, I will post that video and put out a new poll for a new topic for the next month.
So, like, say the engine wiring became one of the first ones, or, you know, estimated idea of, and somebody asked, well, what sizes are heater hoses compared to a radiator hose versus a spark plug kind of thing, right? Like, kind of a common thing.
Yeah.
Not all wires or hoses are the same. So
exactly.
What gauges are what, and where do you find one of these charts? Because I know you can just look it up, a 1/24 scale conversion chart for underhood wiring or hoses and things. You know, that much is out there, but you know how most people are. They won't read 3 words in a post, but they'll comment on it that if they would have read the post, wouldn't have had to ask. You know? So having the idea of knowing, you know, what are they? Where do you find them? Where do you find these certain types of wires? Which would be better for what? You know, like telephone wire, a Cat5 cable, or coaxial wiring, or whatever. You know, and heat shrink tubing, etc. And I think that'd be kind of a cool way to go about the in-depth parts of it.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. If they ask about different gauges of wire. Okay, well, here's your different gauges, and this is where I've gotten them. And then if you were on, this is where I've gotten my wires. Now we can put those links down in the description for people to go, oh, okay, you know, and, you know, just different things.
Or you even have Amanda do a big spreadsheet on it, you know.
Yeah.
Where do you find this gauge? Well, you find it in printers and cell phones and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But I mean, that could be a topic too. Where can I get wiring? There's a topic.
Where do I get budget stuff that's not hobby branded and hobby priced?
Exactly.
Because I mean,
the topic
you can build a model. You can build an entire model from scratch without ever buying anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, if you take an aluminum pop can, you finish drinking it, you cut the top and bottom out of it, you can start working with aluminum. You know, I know how to do bead rolling. You know, you take like 2, like a credit card, a little thick, and you tape them to your desk with just a little bit of space in there for the tip of a toothpick to fit in it. Put your aluminum over top of it. Now you got a nice, perfect straight line that you can follow with your toothpick. And if you hold it still, you can spin your part to roll your corners and then go straight again. You know, I've done that a couple of times.
Yeah. We're always trying to get newbies in there, Boston. You know, yes, we like to try and keep it clean, but we don't really give a fuck if they don't like it or not.
Well, the teaching thing isn't just for noobs.
No swearing on. I think he's talking about no swearing in the live streams. Well, you know what? You know where the fuck
I got a lot I can say about that part.
Subscribe button is.
My view on that one is, coming from a person who doesn't understand freedom of speech, stop fucking censoring me. You know? If people wonder why I ain't been hanging around in his chat, it's because I'm not willing to subject myself willingly to be censored. I'm not interested. It's bad enough when my mom says, watch your mouth. And I'm like, I can't. My eyes are up here. My mouth is down there. I can't see that from here. I've been slapped a couple of times.
My mom said, fine, I'll watch. my dad would have said, "Fine, I'll watch it for you. Here's a clean bar of soap for it."
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't watch it, I'll wash it. Yeah, and I've been there a few times. I can tell you right now, Dawn dish soap doesn't taste that great, but it makes some hella bubbles.
I always got
Yeah,
lava
see.
dish hand soap.
Yeah, it was a bar of Irish Spring, wasn't it?
Green stripes.
Yeah, green stripes. Here, bite down. It'll stick to the teeth real good for you.
Probably tastes better and smells
Yeah.
better than lava. The old lava
Yeah.
hand soap that you find in a mechanic's garage.
That's what I always got.
The old
Yeah.
itty stuff.
Bite down.
The orange pumice or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Gnarly stuff.
But no, as far as my video podcast, that's the whole point of me doing it, is to help people learn different ways to do things. You know, maybe they want to try and up their game a bit, or maybe it is a new person that says, "Hey, I can't afford, you know, $20 per paintbrush." You know, well, hey, you know what? All mine are from the dollar store, and they do just fine. You know,
And you can't tell me you ain't got a squirrel or a chipmunk in the front yard. You can go snack that sucker up and make a paintbrush.
Yep, their fluffy tails work good.
And they're rodents. You don't need a hunting license, small game license.
Yes, you do.
That's right. That's
Just
right.
don't mess with the gray and the black ones. The
But-
orange and red ones, you're fine.
Yes, you do need a hunting license.
No, I take out the gray ones quite a bit. The little bastards and pigs.
Well, considering your neighbors are like a long ways away, not a bad
You need a
deal.
hunting license.
Pellet gun works great.
Yeah. Hell, even if you want to just snare them.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of my video podcast, is that I want to not just show people what I do or what I build, but I want to help them grow and build and get new kids into it. And, you know, even some of the older people going, you know what, this and this and this. And it's like, oh, I never thought of doing that, you know.
Right. I hear you, Mike. Squirrel, tree rat.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you take some of the best builders in the world, there's certain areas that they've remained oblivious to, you know, whether it's not something they're interested in or haven't tried or whatever, but yet they can put out a really cool model. So they might stumble across something that goes, oh, you know, when you get one of them aha moments, you know.
Yeah.
We're all still learning.
And the whole point of sometimes doing it by myself, like, there's probably questions and stuff. It's like, okay, I can answer that. But if it comes to a topic, say somebody wants a topic on, you know, how to drill out the gun barrels in a tank. Well, you know, now that's out of my realm because I don't really do that. I've never built a tank. So now I'm going to go online or talk to you guys. Who does the military stuff? Who does the tank stuff? Those are the ones that are going to answer more of these questions than I'm going to be able to. Right? Or somebody that does a lot of airplanes, or somebody that does, you know, a lot of military ships, you know. I can bring other people to help answer these questions of topics that come up.
Yeah, and even with that, you know, you take King Bob down here. I've seen him do a lot of airplanes, but how many tanks does he do, or how many battleships does he do?
As few as possible.
Exactly.
Okay, so he may know more about the airplane side, but yet you got to still find somebody in the military thing that more towards the armor stuff. The armor.
Yeah, but a lot of those are cross pollinate too. So
right,
a lot of the aircraft.
Somebody like Gilly, the model tank guy.
Yeah.
There might be people that do a lot of military, but don't do a lot of photo etch. But somebody brings up the topic of, what's the best way to glue photo etch and stuff down or whatever. Well, now I'm going to find somebody that does a lot of photo etch. What glues do you use? How do you bend it? What do you use to bend it? You know, all kinds of different things.
I've also heard you can use like enamel paint on the back of the photo etch and let that stick the two parts together. So like if you get a little bleed out, like with the glue, you might get a little bleed out and it's a tiny little part. But if you just paint the back of it and then stick it on, sometimes that's enough, depending if you're painting over it or something.
Yeah, a little bit of primer or something. I mean, some photo etch is real easy to bend. Others are tough to bend. How do you anneal it? What do you use to anneal it to make it softer and easier to bend?
Right, so it don't crack.
Yeah, you know, you're
I've always wanted to take like a pair of vice grips with a big C channel vice grip kind of thing and make my own little English wheel. Because I would love to be sitting here with a piece of aluminum sheet and making my own rounded fenders, you know. But I don't have the beads or the steely BB marbles at different pitches to get the right angles and stuff. But I always thought that would be kind of cool, you know, make a little English wheel that actually functions.
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth.
"30-minute lunch. Enjoy your lunch and the show."
Yeah. No nudity on this one.
That's the nice part about the hobby, though, is there's never a shortage of topics.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you might cover it all with cars, but there's things on trucks that are different. And then there's motorbikes.
Exactly.
And then there's boats and ships. And then ocean liners, which are even bigger. You know? And then there's the train world. You know, it's not just the battery powered train. There's static plastic kits of them, and that in and of itself is cool, you know.
Yeah. I mean, at first I think I'm going to try and stick with kind of the plastic
some of the basics
stuff. Yeah, like the plastic cars, trucks, maybe some ships, you know, and trying to stick with that. Then if it seems to go good, start bringing in the topics of military stuff, you know, maybe the smaller scales. And if that's going good, well, now I do wooden ships. Well, maybe now we'll start bringing in some of the wood ship stuff. Unless there seems to be a good demand for it. You know.
Say you were doing like the underhood wiring of a car, right? You can also relate that to, are there different gauges for motorbikes? Is there a different gauge for a tank motor or a ship motor?
Yeah.
You know, because they got wiring too, you know, but being military, is it a thicker gauge? You know, because, you know, they need to be indestructible or reasonably, you know.
They're going to be more insulated than in a car. You know, because
a little
of
more industrial.
The sense of electronics of all your sonars and everything, right? They're going to want to keep that magnetic field down so it doesn't interfere with it. Submarine, same thing. You want to keep things insulated and isolated for quietness and efficiency. You know, tanks, well, now that's just durability. You know, things are bouncing around so much and everything else. So now it's going to be thicker for a different reason, but, you know, there's all kinds of different topics. Millions of topics.
Between a factory car and a NASCAR. You know, a NASCAR has the same wiring, but is it copper? Is it copper, or is it aluminum wire, or is it heavier gauge? Because usually, if it's a race car, it's more durable, more dependable. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, simple little gauge things like that can be transferred across many different genres, rather than just say, okay, we're only talking about cars today, but yet there's, you know, like you take a K5 Chevy truck versus a K600 utility truck, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same cab on a bigger frame, but some of the wiring is bigger, because it has to, like a battery cable, instead of just one battery, this one's got 2 batteries or 4 batteries, Some of it's the same, it'll carry the voltage, some won't. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's millions of topics, and each of those topics has hundreds of millions of questions that can be brought up. So I mean, there's never going to be an end of what people may want to know.
How do you get your parts out of your beard?
Very carefully.
How do you get that super glue bottle unstuck from the beard?
There's scissors.
Yep.
Trust me, been there, done that.
When you lean over your bench and your beard wipes something off to the carpet monster, do you let it just eat it, or do you wait until you forget or have to go looking for it?
That's when you lay down on the floor and take a nap.
Yeah. I told my mom, I almost scared her today, and she's like, "What?" And because my dog is sitting here on his little doggy bed, and his doggy bed is a bigger, softer pillow than the one on my bed. So I almost just laid down on the floor next to him to feel that comfy pillow on my head, but my feet would have been sticking out by the door. And if she would have came around the corner and saw my feet sticking out, she'd have been, "Oh no, what happened? What happened?" I'm just chilling with the dog.
Exactly, dream big. Just because you're the tank guys and armored guys are doing, why can learn from a rusty pickup truck or a ship that's rusting in a dry dock or something,
or even out to sea,
Yeah, you're gonna want to look to the model railroad guys to see how to really do the diorama stuff, because they're big into scenery.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, they
or you
they
could
build
just ask
some
Bruce, who did an
wicked
amazing
scenes.
little diorama.
Thank you. That was
like clear package tape on a piece of window before you hit it with the hammer, so the part don't go flying.
yes. Thank you very much for that tip.
Hey, the hammer worked out well.
Yes.
Once you got the big
on
one,
the bench moved, but yeah.
Once you got the big enough hammer, finally.
Yeah. I was fixing to break out the 4-pound hammer.
It's amazing how the bigger hammer answers a whole lot of problems in one.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
And it's not even just the the cars, trucks, planes, things like that. Look at things like Chris from Black Magic Craft, or Neil from Real Terrain Hobbies, paint minis. How do they get, what if you want to make the ground look glowing? Well,
right.
These guys that do and stuff, how do they make some of these things look like they're when they're not? That's crazy what it can do.
I agree with that.
Or even the topic of resins, like if you're doing like the water on a diorama, what kind of clears? How do you get the little crested waves?
I'm getting tired now.
You got to go?
What's that,
No, I'm
Andrew?
getting tired.
Oh, you're getting tired.
Getting tired? You gonna leave then?
You want us to sing you nine-nine?
No.
Okay. Pew, 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 pew.
All right, we'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
Have a good one, brother.
Andrew.
Always a pleasure hanging out with Andrew.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it's
that's one of those things that goes back to the censorship thing. When Andrew's around, I don't even think of swearing usually. In certain company, it doesn't occur naturally to me to be swearing. But around certain other
swear,
people,
but I do swear, but when women are around, but that's kind of like because that's up,
Right.
Yes.
Swear just as much or more than some of the guys. Doesn't matter. That's the way I was brought up. You don't swear around women. You don't swear around kids.
You don't swear in church. Yeah.
Oh, that's a definite
Yeah,
no.
It's been a couple of about a decade or so since
No,
last
some of
time
the
I was
dirtiest
there.
jokes I ever heard were told to me by priests. So
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. They are as human as we are, and they'll be the first to tell you. Just because I'm up there giving a sermon doesn't mean I'm better than you. I'm not. I'm just schooled in how to tell you about this stuff. That's all.
No, so I'm hoping my podcast will work out. You know, like I said, I'll never know who's going to be on or what topics are going to be, but if I can get everything rolling properly, it'll be one video a month. You know,
Right. Yeah, and then
and
you
it'll
can
be
also go into the automotive genres. You know, like somebody wants to do the hot rods versus the rat rod type of thing, or a street rod, hot rod type of thing. Where's the boundary in there? 1949, it became street rods versus hot rods, but the hot rods kept going. So are they technically still hot rods or street rods? You know, and then you can define when they get newer, more modern to that date parts. They're more street rod than hot rod, because hot rod's more period specific and older, and or rockabilly.
What classifies a vehicle as a rat rod?
Right.
I mean, you see big rigs that are rat rods, and 1920 cars that are rat rods. What classifies a vehicle as a rat rod?
Yeah, and it's not just it's got a big diesel blowing black coal on it. You know?
Yeah.
Super turbo.
Look what Steve Darnell does at Welder Up.
Yep. You know, his car,
almost anything he does.
His car that he did all the roses on the front and went from burnt to kind of rusty to really nice and clean in the back. That car to me was the shit, man. I mean, to pull an idea like that from the beginning to the back of the car and have it flow, let alone all the welding to make them roses and thorns. My God, man, that's crazy cool.
Yeah, it went from dead and decayed to, pretty and blooming.
Yeah, or it was super nice and it was in the process of decaying its way backwards, however direction you wanted to look at it. And to me, I wouldn't call that a rat rod at all. That is a show rod, because it has one theme and it carries it through the whole car. Even with the rust and the patina and the niceness, to me, that's a show rod. One of one, created by a mastermind,
But that goes back to the question: what classifies a vehicle as a rat rod? Now, from what I understand, a rat rod was these old military guys that came home. They wanted to go racing, didn't have any money, so they had a 1930s chassis, and they threw on a 28 grill and a motor out of a this, and the tub was off of that, and the wheels were off of that, and the axles off of that. That's what a rat rod is. Something from
airplane
parts of everything. Parts of everything and anything that they could find. To me, that's what I understand as a rat rod.
In a way, it kind of reminds me of a song called Put Gears on It. It's a steampunk song. And he says, just because you put gears on it doesn't make it steampunk. Right?
Yeah.
But if you want to make it steampunk, you got to put gears on it. Right? So it's like, which one is which,
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're in your garage and you got the basics of a car sitting there and it's not quite running yet, and you're looking for an idea, and you just look around the shop and, well, hell, let's just weld this on there, and let's weld that on there, and let's throw this over there.
Yeah.
Now you're just throwing parts at it, trying to make something,
Yes, it is, Kevin. Steve Darnell would tear the sleeves off and shoot it with shoot the shirt with shotgun.
It's called air conditioning.
Yep. I mean, he's in Vegas. What do you expect?
Right. 120-degree days, man. Hoofda.
-6 at night.
Mm-hmm. Talk about a drastic swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get me some more clear. I'm almost out of clear.
Yeah, and then you
Steve,
get rat rod versus patina cars, right? The
Yeah.
patina cars I wouldn't consider rat rods, you know.
No, they're just a weathered car. That's all it is.
Yeah. With a few upgraded suspension bits, nice bigger pro touring style wheels on it or something, just slam it down or whatever. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then you get retro rod where you change the motor, you know, to a more modern car version.
Yeah. That would be what we that's what we classify as a resto mod. You're restoring the car, but you're upgrading it.
Yeah, it's like taking a Corvette motor, front and rear suspension, and throwing it in a 55 Chevy. That to me is resto mod.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. You're putting something modern and something old.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, there's a million different genres out there and subgenres.
Yeah.
You know, like with the hot rod scene, you get the rockabilly scene. They go into the lead sled stuff too, you know, and somewhat of the lowrider type of thing, but not necessarily. I guess they would call it the bomb versions where they look factory stock, but they're a little lower.
Question for you, Bob.
Bob.
He paying water
I
bills?
think Bob's gone.
Oh, he's there. He's there. I saw the hood move. He might be muted. Should we knock on the screen?
Hello? Are you there?
It wouldn't anybody.
Anybody home?
Mike wants to see your truck.
I'm thinking it's coming along pretty darn nicely.
That bed's awesome.
A Yemet? Is that what that is? A Yemet? Rolock? A Yemet Rolock. 31 ST. Now he's backwards. It's funny. You cop into Restream and it tells you your camera is backwards from what you're seeing, but it shows up normal. So you flip it backwards and now it shows up reversed.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell's up with that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I mean, on StreamYard, if you're backwards on Stream, it's on YouTube.
Right. This one's like inverted between the two.
Yeah. It's like
I agree, Mike. Yellow is a tough color.
It's almost like you have to flip your actual camera. Like go into your camera settings and flip it so that it's proper here. Then turn around and I don't know, flip it back so that it's proper on YouTube. I don't know. I just thought I'd try Restream to see if my picture was any better, and it doesn't seem to be. So I'll go back to using...
It actually is right now. It's nice and clear. I mean, I can see
on
most of the way down the letters on the square mat that you have there. Well, actually, every once in a while it'll do the pixelate thing, but it's kind of like the refresh rate. Yeah, once you move in there, then all of a sudden it gets pixely. But if it's sitting still, clear as a bell almost.
I thought you had that new internet.
Well, I do have
He's
the
got
internet,
a new
but
YouTube room.
well, I have the best internet I can get, but it is still only satellite. And I think that's the limiting factor right now is that it is satellite.
Oh, it's satellite. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I had
That
HughesNet for
I
a
mean,
long time. I understand that.
yeah, and that's my limiting factor. That's all I can get here. This is the best I can get for internet. Unless
I
I'm rich, and
understand.
then I could try to get Starlink. But from what I hear, Starlink's a real pain. I know a couple people that have it, and they've got problems with it, and they can't even get a hold of customer service. They've actually stopped payments on it. They stopped payments on it. It's like, well, if I don't have internet through them, I mean, why am I paying for it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least you're able to get on and do a live stream, get some views for the
Yeah.
week or month.
Yeah, they've been
Waiting for
dropping a little
video
bit the last
upload.
2 days. I usually
Better than
average
waiting for a
somewhere
video
in,
upload.
yeah. I normally average about between 150 and 300 views a day. And these last
Right.
3 days, I've only been getting things like 91, 85. Now, I don't know if
Yeah, me
that's
too.
because maybe it's because the nice weather is starting to set in and people are kind of getting out of the house.
Yeah, that's probably part of the roller coaster.
Yeah, my views are way down too, but that's what I figured was the summertime stuff.
There's no stupid questions, Mike.
Grandpa always said the only dumb questions are one you didn't ask.
Unless you're Jimmy.
No, this one's for Bruce. What's Bruce building?
Bruce is building Coca-Cola
40?
Yeah, that's my senior build.
Nice. Going the moonshiner route?
No, dragster.
Oh, cool.
She's going to kind of sit like this.
Yeah.
Jack it up.
I'm
I'm
guy
actually
that likes
gonna,
to ass in the air.
So you
I'm
don't
gonna
like
make a
bending down to
video.
grab that booty?
No, I want to step up to get in. All out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I mean,
rearranging my channel a little bit on how I do things. I think part of my low views is because I've got projects on and people are waiting too long to see the next episode of this
Updates.
car and the next video. So what I want to try and do is finish up a whole stack of the ones I'm working on right now, and then start working on a car or 2 cars kind of thing while I'm doing this and recording so that I get to a point where here's video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. It's not one of this car and one of that car, one of this one,
Yeah.
back to second video of this one, second video of this one, like stop jumping around kind of thing.
Right. You're still working on the wooden boat too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't finish the wooden boat before you started remodeling.
Nope, it's there. I got to clean up that corner and finish setting it up, but I've been trying to get the stuff going too, building the intro video for the video podcast so I can get that started.
Right.
But that'll be a whole separate thing on its own, right? But I mean, I got to finish up the group build, motorcycle group build. I've got my Camino to finish. I've got Sinister to finish. I've got my buddy build that I haven't finished yet, the Pride of the Country. You know, the wife's van I still got to finish. Stuff that I've started, and you know,
Right.
this will be the last video for this Camaro, and it's done. And I think if I start limiting how many types of projects I have going, I think that'll help my channel a bit.
Yeah, I mean, even if you had just two of them and you bounced back and forth, it wouldn't be as far apart with each other.
Yeah.
You know, I got
like somebody
a video
brought up
game buddy. Go ahead.
A commenter, like a viewer, commented the other day. He's like, he's watching my bulldozer build, and I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, is there a fourth one, like a final video? And I'm like, well, there should be, right? And I started going back through, and I'm like, I didn't do a closing video on my bulldozer. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking, I'm like, that's when Dad moved here, and I started shrinking my other side, like my old YouTube room. I shrank it down so we could build him a bedroom in there, right? So I took up part of that space and built him a bedroom. So I think what happened is I finished the bulldozer, put it on the shelf, and forgot to record the final video. Dig that model out, clean it up, and do up a final video on it.
Right.
But the last time I did a video was July 23rd, 2022.
Wow.
So it's been almost 2 years since that thing's been finished.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's partly because Dad was moving here. We building him a bedroom and stuff while we were doing his shop, and then I started bouncing around. I had 3 or 4 other models on the go, so I put it off to the side. It was done, and forgot about it.
Well, that's kind of what he was saying there, Dream Big. You know, take enough videos of one and then not post them until he has the majority of it, and then finishes it and puts the last one out while he's working on another one. You know?
Yeah,
well, yeah, like
I
this one here.
Time I was a couple videos ahead. I had a couple in the queue.
Yeah,
and see up now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I want to finish this one. I'm going to put this one out. Then I'm going to get back on probably my El Camino. But while I'm on my El Camino, I'm going to be working on another one. Record, and then I can edit them and have that whole car completely ready to go. So when the El Camino is done, I can start posting that one. And while you guys are watching those videos, I'm working on another one.
Right.
And I have that one completed.
And if you
that
ever
one gets
need
set aside, and then
if you ever need to get a video ahead, you have a bulldozer waiting.
Yeah. I gotta pull that out and do a video on it. The poor guy's waiting on that one.
Right.
I got like
17. It's like my
17 cars here that are started.
My buddy who does the video game videos, he's got a schedule where he posts one every other day of the week. You know, and he's got like 4 or 5 different series, and some people are only there for 1 or 2 of the series, and they don't watch any of the other ones, right?
Yeah.
And I talk to him in the background over on Discord often, and we were talking about how many views you get a month, and now that he's monetized, is it working out? And he's like, some of my videos do better than the other ones, and I'm like, well, then get rid of the ones that don't work and do more of those, you know? And he's like, well, I can't just kick them people to the curb. And I'm like, the hard part about the analytics is you don't know which subscribers are watching which ones, you know?
Yeah.
Are you here for this part, or are you here for that part, or are you just a natural supporter and don't care what I post, you're going to watch anyway, you know? But, you know, it's like when I was telling him, I said, take whichever one gets the least amount of views in a month and cut that one out and just focus on the other ones, you know? And then when a series comes to an end, He's already got community posts out there. What should I play next or do next or whatever? And he's had some very long-standing video series that have been out there, like Rat to Rod or Rod to Rat or Rat to Rod, where he goes to the junkyard, gets a car, makes it radical. But there's so much more he could do if he would free up his schedule to do it. You know?
Yeah.
For me personally, if you take a car out of the junkyard and you rebuild it factory stock with a neat paint job and some funky rims, but don't do anything else to it, it's not radical. It's just different than stock with rims is all. But for me, the game allows you to go into the editor. You can change the stance. You can change the track. You can change the tire size. You can swap motors. You can swap the seat design. But nope. He buys what's in the car. He puts it back in the car. That's not radical, you know?
Yeah.
So, but if he's too busy every other day playing a different game, he can't just focus on one for like 2 days and have the time to do that editing for a day and then make the video and edit it and put it out there. He keeps putting too much in front of him that he ain't got the time to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like with your podcast, I would see as kind of like a pet project that you get to work on in the background more than a main focus, you know?
Well, that's why I only want to do one video a month. You know, I can take a whole week, you know, and poll. And then the second poll for the second week is questions on that topic. And the third week is like, oh, yeah, I can record with somebody or record myself. And then the fourth week is starting the poll over again, but releasing the video at the end of that week, right? So, you know, it gives me a whole month to do one video.
Along with all the other stuff you're already doing. Yep.
Well, that's why if I organize how I do my videos and do my models, then it opens up more opportunity for doing things because I'm not bouncing around between 16 different models. I'm doing 2, and that's it.
Right. And, you know, I just watched Twisted Rods Modeling. He's one of my friends. He just started his modeling channel. He has a video game channel as well, but he didn't want to put models on there, so he started another one. And last night or whatever it was, yesterday, he put out a video, start to finish, of a build that took him about a week to build, or a little less than a week or whatever, with work and everything. And it was about a little over an hour and 25 minutes long. And towards the end of the video, he asked, would you rather see sections of it being built at a time in a smaller video or all of it in one longer video? And I know from what I see everybody in the model community do is a lot of shorter videos. But I'm the kind of guy that loves a longer video. I'll sit there for an hour and watch it, you know. But most people, they're like, man, I got 700 people I'm subscribed to, and I can't even watch half of them if they're all 5-minute videos, you know. And I totally get it, man. It's like when you want to watch everybody's video and you ain't got enough time in a week, and then they post more. Yeah, you get behind real quick, you know.
I make long videos.
I like,
and I don't see a problem with it because that's me. But if they don't have time to watch it, they want to skip through the video. That's fine too. I mean, it's.
I see the length as
nobody has time to watch a long video, and I don't like a 5-minute video either. So
I see a short video as anything under 15 minutes, normal size at 30, decent at an hour, and a long at 2 hour.
I try to keep them 30 minutes ish.
Right.
But
25 to 35, 40 minutes. That to me is a respectable level. If you can get them to stay past 32 seconds or a minute in the beginning.
They're not going to stay. Yeah. They're gone in 3 minutes anyway.
Right.
so according to my clicks anyway.
I sit there and I'll start watching a video and it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And all of a sudden it's done because it's only 8 minutes long or 10 minutes long. I'm like,
right.
You know, what the hell? You know,
it's like, get me close, but don't climax. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Laser Creation goes night shift. and Laser Creation World. I mean, I watch both of them, and Laser does pretty much a full build in one video. Night Shift does 3 to 4 videos depending on what he's building, but then you take Plasmo, and he does a full build in a video, right?
Right.
You know, so for me, I've tried. I've honestly, I can't reduce my videos, and it's because of the way I like doing them. I like trying to put in how I built it, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. Sometimes some information on, you know, like you look at my weathering one, you know, the body molding. So I remove the body molding on the car, but then I make clips and I explain what the clips were and where they what they did and all this stuff. So I'm trying to give this information in almost every one of my videos. So trying to make an 8-minute video for me is like almost impossible. I've tried.
That's never going to happen.
I can't do it. And I'm not I'm not an
happen.
update channel. I'm not an update channel. Not that there's anything wrong with an update channel. I'm more of a build channel. I want you to see how it's being built. Not just, oh, look what I've done.
If you watch it, it's like if you watch an HPI guy video, you know it's going to go from opening the box to a finished build, regardless of how long it takes them to get there.
And it's going to be an hour long at least.
Right. And there have been some builds where the music had put me to sleep, so I just skipped closer to the end. You know, because when he gets into the painting stuff and he's got that soft, mellow music on, I want to fall asleep. It just makes me drowsy. I'm like, I gotta.
I know.
Either get up and move, or I gotta just fast forward. I gotta, you know. And he's got enough views
I've done that.
Skipping through ain't gonna hurt none. I've been there more than the first 35 minutes without skipping. So.
I've watched a few people like that. It's like, dude, you really need to pick better music. You know, you're interested in watching it, you want to watch it, but damn, boy. Or the same song over and over and over and over. It's like,
well, it's like they say in a store, if you're in a shopping store, it don't matter, grocery, Walmart, whatever, and the music is slow, they play that so you slow down and you look at things more, and hopefully you'll buy more. Yes. Whereas if they were playing speed metal, you would get in, get your shit, get the hell out of there. Unless you're me, you would get in there and be moshing around. And but that's
but see, that'd be me too. I'd be sitting still, going, no, this is good music.
Right.
But then when it's real slow and boring music, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get the hell out of here because this music is driving me absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I'm not in a damn elevator.
Oh, I hate elevator music.
I mean, if they played something like rockabilly, for example, you know, it's upbeat, it's kind of quick, but it's not heavy. It's definitely not always slow, you know.
There's Andrew's package ready to go. Put that over here so it goes out in the mail tomorrow.
Yeah, see, that's another thing, Kevin. If it takes you 2 to 3 weeks to build a model without filming it, every YouTuber that films themselves or real car projects or whatever will tell you add 3 times as long to film it. You know, like doing a brake job. They'll get the camera on the one side and do all that in front of the camera, and it'll take them about 3 hours to do a brake job. And then they go to the other side, no camera, just bust it apart, get it back together in 15 minutes, done. Just that quick. It's the same thing with model building, man. If you got to stop and grab the camera and talk about it or take pictures, that's time away from doing it.
Yeah, they're going to change this camera to an actual video camera so that I can record as I'm building, because that's my problem right now is I'm doing everything in live stream, so I have no raw footage to put in the video.
Milk on a stick.
Yeah.
That's what Rodney called it. Milk on a stick.
I always thought it
films all the time.
I always thought it'd be kind of cool to take the little figures.
Camcorder up here.
You know, like the little Tamiya figures and do kind of like a stop animation I'm not building the car. These guys are painting the wheels and getting them mounted, and then they're getting them on the car. 3 or 4 different pictures of that happening. Who is it? Is it Tommy Moore or Grandpa Mark?
There is a guy that does that.
Yeah,
he's
got all the
that
little
does that
figurines.
Build.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of the little figures that are always in his thumbnail, and once in a while he'll have them putting parts on the car in the background or something while he's talking about this one. And to me, I always thought that was kind of cool, When Twisted Rods, me and him were talking before, he's got a whole bunch of different projects that are started, long ways from finished. I said, if you built like a little garage scene in the background and have your cars in separate bays with their parts laid about, you could say, okay, today we're going to go over in this garage bay and put the camera on it. We're going to add the bumper. We're going to add the headlights. We're going to take care of the front end of this car, and then zoom back out as you come out of the end of the video. Well, you got progress on the car, and it looks like it's over there. And then when you shift over and go to the next car and work on whatever, you can see the other projects on the side, but it looks like you're working on a car in a garage, And it don't matter if you stop the camera, pick it up, put the parts on, and then set it back down. I mean, it's model building, It's not like we got little gnomes running around putting parts on for us.
I wish.
I don't wish, because that's my biggest nightmare. Them little suckers come in here late at night and drive my cars off my shelf. No.
Well, yeah, they got that point.
Have you ever seen the, I want to say it came out of Cartoons magazine. There was a comic strip in there. I don't even know if I still have it in here anywhere. I might. But it has the guy sitting there building and painting a model, right? And this little elf type thing comes up to him, as big as the models. And they're talking and talking. Then he hops in them and fires it up and ends up driving it off. And he's like, hey, get back here with my car. And he's like, that's the one thing I can't do. I can't return them. And he just drives off. And that's the end of the comic. Ever since I read that back in the late 80s, it's been my nightmare that them little suckers would take off with my cars. If they want to come and build them while I'm asleep, like whatever that story was where they built the shoes or whatever, that's one thing. But if I wake up and my cars are gone, no, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, you better run and hide, because I'm coming to find you.
Austin, probably the easiest thing to do is just as you're building, you take a few pictures here and there, and you just kind of lace them together as a slideshow. And that's simple to do, because
I used to do that.
And you can just do that with your. I mean, it'd be as simple as just using it with the phone, taking a picture with the phone. That's.
So I use my old phone up here, and I tied it to OBS and.
Right. Every now and then, if I have my camera out, I'll take a few pictures of where I'm at, and every once in a while I'll try to do a little video piece in there, like a 1-2 minute little talking recap of it or something, and then I'll go back to the slideshow and then kind of break it up in my video so it's not just one long song. There's actually talking in it,
Yeah,
that's.
I've almost stopped putting music in mine.
That's generally what I do. I just take most of my videos are the stills I take it on the phone.
Right.
As I'm building.
Yeah.
And you just do it at different stages. You don't have to take a picture of every single piece as you're doing it.
Yep, just the before, some of the during, and the afters.
Yeah.
I like the way your chassis turned out. It's got some nice weathering look to it with the silver on there.
Yeah, I dry brushed it with silver, painted everything black, and then dry brushed with silver.
Yeah.
That's just all I did, yeah. Just the basic.
To me, it gives it that it was scuffed or bumped, and it shows the bare metal through it kind of thing.
Back on, yeah. Backwards, Bob, backwards. Yeah, it's just basic black, and I just dry brushed some silver on it.
Yeah.
The exhaust was a separate part, and I just did a little gold on the muffler. Other than that, it's just silver too.
That's the way Rat Rod Bob builds his cars. Paints them silver and then black washes it, or paints them black and then silver washes it.
That's what I do a lot of the time. I paint it black and silver wash it.
Mm-hmm.
Because once it's built, nobody's gonna see the bottom of it but me anyway. So
Yeah, when I put it up on a shelf, I can't see the bottom anyhow.
even if I take them to the show, I'm not the guy that jacks them up and puts them on mirrors sideways and
Right.
you know what the bottom of the car looks like. There's no need to show it off. So I just pick out the basics. I don't go ape shit on them.
Other than a super detailed build, there's only a few of my cars I would even bother doing that. Like my 65 AMT Bonneville. It's a Craftsman chassis, right, where everything's molded in. Well, I cut all of the axle and the suspension out of it and added my own. That I could see lifting up so people can say, wait a minute, is this the Hasegawa? No, this is the AMT. You know? But yeah, I see in detail like the emergency brake cable and brake lines and fuel lines. Some of that stuff definitely worth looking at. The wrapped headers. Very nice stuff, Mark. Or like I was talking about the other day with like a la carte, it gives you one brake drum for the back, but that's not the way you mount both tires if you're using both tires. It's only one piece in case you want to take one tire off for display. It's like, give me a second brake drum.
You know, many years ago, like the model cars used to come with 2 brake drums.
Well, they should have. That's what they had on them. You know?
And then you mounted the wheel to the brake drum.
Right.
And then the axle went into the brake drum. Like I used on my diorama.
Yep. Yeah, I've got a couple of those brake drums, but I've only gotten one from each of the kit that ever had one. You know? Matter of fact,
Like that was off of a Ford.
Yeah, I want to say it was like either the 49 Mercury or like the. Well, I know there's one in the a la carte, but like I said, there's only one on the trees.
Is there? I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, there's only one.
I got one. Actually, I got 4 of those kits.
Well, then you got 4 brake
This
drums.
one here.
Lucky
Yeah.
you.
This one. On this one here, I had to actually glue the wheels down because it has that center pin inside. And of course, it's the brake drums, right?
Right.
Drum backing is part of the rim. And I'm like, well, I can't have it roll and still drill a hole for the park brake cable because then the whole thing would spin. So I had to actually glue the wheels down to be able to drill the hole for the park brake cable in the proper place.
I glue my wheels most of the time anyway. So
I like to try and keep mine rolling. Like I was saying before, one of my pet peeves for models is tires that are
angled,
crooked, or slant. Yeah, it's like, no, you got to have straight wheels. I mean, they could both be turned. That's not a big deal, but not have toe in on both sides, or the camber's way out on the back and the front.
On a solid axle, on a solid rear axle when they're cambered, that's just wrong.
Yeah, really.
Well, just the look of it, period. You know, like you put a model down and the tires are leaning and stuff or whatever. No, I got to have my tires sitting properly. You wouldn't have a real car like that unless you're those idiots with the extreme camber cars.
or they're just ignorant that their car has a problem.
or if it's a wheel bearing.
Or if it's a Mercury Topaz with a broken wheel well where the shock goes through it and it leans. I can only say that from personal experience.
The shock tower rotted right out of it.
Yeah, it's sticking through the trunk. If it wasn't for the back dash, it would be like dragging its ass. Yeah, I don't really care too much if my models roll or not. I'd rather have them stay put, even though most of my shelves are level flat. You know, they don't lean or anything, so that's fine. But
Yeah, I glue all my wheels.
Well, how are you
I
supposed
mean,
to
if
play
I'm
with them
building
though if you glue
if
all
I'm
your wheels? Vroom,
yeah,
vroom, vroom.
I got
well,
good
you hope that they
imagination.
slide. With the resin wheels, they slide pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, most of my show rod stuff, unless they're designed to roll, I'd rather not have them roll. Because 99% of the time, if you ever see a show rod in real life, it's parked.
Yeah.
Valid point.
And the other 10% of the time, it's getting in and out of the show.
Yeah. Out of the show and onto the trailer.
That's a bummer that ride didn't get a hold of you there, Britta. See how he is?
Me too. Time to break out the white. Time to break out the white glue.
If you got 4 flat tires, it won't roll. I agree. That sucks, Kevin. Nice 67 goat. Oof, bummer.
Yeah, that would suck.
Especially if it's one of those where the chassis barely sits up underneath, not enough there to glue it to the body, and you go to pick it up and set it down, the chassis comes out from under it. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, so once this Camaro is done, I'll be finishing up the El Camino.
Man, I love a 59.
Oh, I know, it's my favorite car. Because that was my inspiration for the car.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's pretty much what it's turning out to be.
Love it.
Minus the custom built tubs in the back and the forward tilting hood.
Yeah, that makes it a pain to open, don't it? That's cool. Super cool.
And then once this one is done, one of the first ones I'm going to do in the background until it's completely done is the 59 Impala.
You going similar
So while
theme or different color? Or?
Yeah, it's going to be in the candy blue.
Nice.
Candy blues, but I'll be building that one beginning to end before I even release it while I'm finishing up other projects. Because Jeff sent me the 59 Impala.
Is that the convertible or hardtop?
Hardtop.
Nice. I've always liked the hardtop better than the convertible myself. Nothing against the convertible, I just like the hardtop.
Yeah, I'm like that too. 55, 6, and 7, they they should be hard tops. And convertibles, they're okay, but I prefer the hard top.
Hey, I like convertibles.
Well, like they say, the top goes down, the price goes up.
I've owned 3 convertibles.
Yeah,
Not too much wrong with
when
them,
her
but I
top
live in Wisconsin, and convertibles just don't fly too well in cold weather.
when her top goes, yeah, her price definitely goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't the only thing that goes up when her top goes down.
The 66 Fairlane I had a heater that would run you out with the top down.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had an awesome heater.
And that was even when it was on cold, right?
Yeah.
One thing I would like to make is take that 66 Fleet Side that I've got. It's that blue one with the white top there. But I want to turn it into a lowrider roadster, no roof.
Nice.
I want to turn it into a roadster truck.
Yeah, I watch Half-Ass Customs. He's a Canadian. And he's building a 50 Chevy. Yep. And every time I watch his episodes, he's the reason I really want that English wheel to sit here and make my own body panels. Because when I watch him try to make these little curves and bends, and he's like, oh, you just put a little piece in and then another piece, and then you weld and cut and grind and you put another piece in and you just keep working it. It's like, man, if I could do that with the pile of plastic chunks I have here, I can make something cool. But if I had an aluminum freaking English wheel, I'd be freaking working, man. I like watching Brett. He's pretty awesome.
And then there's, oh, what the hell's his name now?
Dan from DD Speed Shop?
No. I can't think of his name now, but yeah, there's a few of them that I watch. A few good guys out there that do some crazy stuff. And if you just want a crazy guy, well, then you watch freaking Zip Ties and Bias Plies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Too bad YouTube yelled at him so much. I miss his language.
It's human verbiage. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, what?
When are you going to do Will It Run on that Mustang? Pulled it out of the weeds, stuff a new motor in it, put some suspension back on it, fix the hood, and it'll be pole barn garage style.
Yeah.
And you should build a second one.
We're not, yeah.
Out and done and be like a before and after.
We're not even going to fix the roof. We're just going to leave it like it is.
Yeah, just pull the glass out, maybe put some metal bars and some cattle grate in there. And
yeah.
Go dirt track racing with it. That's what pole barn would do.
Sure you would.
You know, I've always thought, you know, could I buy something like somebody's brush fine diorama and actually do a video of bring it out, bring it back to restoration kind of thing, and make it look either like a pole barn or something better. You know, after all the work that went in to get it that far gone, you know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Can I bang out the dents on the door? Do I want to cut the door open so it looks like I took it off the hinges and then bang it out, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm doing, that 67 Impala weathering. So that thing's going to be like all beat up and weathered and rusting. It's like the whole point of it is to try and show people how types of weathering, chipping, and all that stuff. But it's actually going to be part of a diorama. And what I want to do is half of the diorama on an angle is going to be that car when it's done in a barn. But the other side of the diorama is going to be like a dad and his son that bought the car and restored it. So I'm actually building a second one fully and build it fully restored. A before and after kind
Before
of thing.
and after.
Or
gotcha. Cool.
Or vice versa. Here's the grandpa or whatever, the grandpa and the son or grandson or his son or whatever, and now this is what the car looks like after the grandpa died, and it's been sitting in the barn,
Right.
and one way or another, but it's basically a story of the two cars. So whatever color I use and weather on the beat up one is going to be the shiny color of the good one. So it actually ties the two cars together.
Wait a minute there, Brenda. You're undressed? What? Sorry, I just saw that.
The only problem with doing that diorama is I don't know where I'm going to put it. Right now, it's sitting on my dresser.
I'm the same way.
Well, there's a spot. There's a spot.
Yep,
for now.
I think that's where it's going to live at.
Just don't put it back out in the yard where you got the grass and the leaves from. You'll step on it.
Night, Britta.
It's funny too because
yeah,
I'm not perverted. I'm just a little kinky. We like Britta.
I've got that. I got that 69 Daytona done up as an old stock car, but I'm building a garage diorama, but it's like a 50s, 60s garage. And I've got men and stuff for it too, where it's like they found this old race car and now they're fixing it back up, restoring it back to being a race car.
Right.
So I'll have the Hemi that's there and it's all done up and it's sitting in the corner. The race tires will be all nice and shiny and brand new and stacked up in the corner, So the car is still being worked on and the mechanic guys will be in there and,
It's making its way back to the road.
Well, basically they found this old race car. Yeah, they found an old race car in the back bush, and these guys decided to fix it up.
I think having a storyline like that in a build video makes it far more entertaining and grabs the audience more. Like if you start your video with where it was and why it happened and who found it and why it's here and why we're videoing it, and then from there it's the process of it all, to getting it built to where you get it, and it's kind of like a KBCC kind of deal or whatever, where the story is more the video than the subject matter, but it's based on the subject,
Here's the motor for it. Mm-hmm.
I agree, Dreambrig. I agree.
That's why I want to get that 51 Chevy. My uncle had one, and he used to race drive it, drag race it. I'm sorry. He had a 6-cylinder in it with 2 4 barrels on it.
So this is the motor for that car.
Yep, the race motor. Yep.
NASCAR intake, everything. Come on, which way here? Even the dipstick comes out.
Cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. But then that'll sit on an engine stand. But here's the car.
Dude, that's cool.
So the car is all everything and
dilapidated.
Yeah. just like they found it in a junkyard. You know,
Back of somebody's
If I
garage
pull
or
it up.
something. Yeah.
yeah, they found it out in the back bush somewhere. It was an old race car that, they kind of said, "Hey, we can fix that. Come on out of there. Why aren't you coming out?"
Yeah, like I said, I like the story themed stuff that's behind the videos and things. It just
Yeah.
adds more reason to stay tuned to it,
Because it's like back windows are leaking, so you see the rust puddles back there, and
Right.
floor is dusty and rusty, and you see floor and stuff. But it's just like, these guys they found it and now they're fixing it all up, and it'll be up on jack stands in the garage.
Well, they definitely found a valuable car, because to find a Superbird or Daytona anywhere in any condition is definitely a score.
Yeah. So I'll do up the tires so they're brand new, the markings on them and stuff, and and I'll stack them up in the corner somewhere and have the engine off to the side somewhere. So it's like, oh, we already built the engine. Now let's work on the car. And
right.
That's I like dioramas and stuff too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call her a night, guys. Go spend some time with the wife. And
sounds good.
it is just about 10:15, so let's get this out of here. That's special.
I was just looking for the how to leave thing, and I see it in the top right. Okay.
Oh, is that where it's at?
Like
Oh, okay. This is a whole new ball game for Bruce.
Yeah, it's not on the bottom like StreamYard. It's at the top.
Took me a half hour to get the settings done.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I was trying to make things, see if I could make the picture better and stuff, but some say the picture is a little better. Some say the picture is a little better, but
like I said, if there's no motion, it gets nice and clear. But when your hands move, all of a sudden you'll get the grain going back through it. But
that's the latency off the satellite.
That and the refresh rate, yeah. Chuck. So we all trying to talk Bob into doing a late night?
I was just going to ask if you wanted to run for a little while. I don't want to go too late, but
I'm game.
We can go for
another couple hours anyway.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll set one up.
I'm sure Ryan's got something to say.
Yeah, definitely definitely jump over to Bob. Jump over to Bob's channel there if he's going to set one up for you. I want to thank everybody for coming in.
Yeah, definitely a good time. I'm glad I finally got to join you for one.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I have.
Yeah, well,
like I said,
I'm here every Wednesday.
Like I said, last time I had a chance, you had just started doing your remodel thing, and everything was shut down for a couple of weeks. So
yeah, well, we're back
Thanks
at it
for
now.
having me in, Mark.
Yeah, well, you're always welcome to, and thanks for coming in, all of you, everybody in the chat and stuff, and definitely jump over to Bob if he's setting one up, and go have a good time over there. Don't forget to hit the like button on mine and on Bob's when you're jumping over there, and
algorithm.
Later.
Sounds good, right. Mark. Later, guys. We'll see you at Bob's.
Bye.
Wait, is this where BG and Luca would say, "Let's go to Andy's"? Instead, we say, "Let's go to Bob's."
Your tacos on the way?
Yeah. All right. Later.
Go to Bob's. Go to Bob's where everybody knows your name. Later, Bob.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining.